time, we would like to recognize our senior athletes and their parents. Their commitment and hard work over the past 4 years has been greatly appreciated. There is no doubt that SVHS is a better place because of their involvement. We will announce seniors as a team, one team at a time, and then we'll ask them to clear the track. We are starting off with our cheerleaders. Seniors, Lois Laros, host daughter of Ben and Angela DeLiesel. Ophelia Miller, daughter of Melanie Shallock and Chris Miller. Belle Peters, daughter of Chuck Peters and Robin Peters. Elise Peterson, daughter of Cheryl Peterson. Kaisa Peterson, daughter of Norman and Kathy Peterson. And Ilea Wampler, daughter of Bryce and Stacy Wampler. Give the cheerleaders a big hand. We'll let them take a picture here real quick together. And then we'll ask that you guys clear the track. And now for cross country. We have Ryan Helene, son of Greg and Erica Helene. Elise Peterson is also serving our cross country team, daughter of Cheryl. Kaisa Peterson, daughter of Norman and Kathy Peterson. Stephen Peterson, son of Norman and Kathy Peterson. And Jameson Sattler, son of Lynette McNeil and David Young. Big hand for our cross-country team, please. And since we're at limited capacity, you're going to have to be a lot louder than that, people. Next up, representing both tennis and wildfires, is Carrick Elliott, daughter of Ben and Gretchen Elliott. She's our lone senior in both of those activities. Won't be too hard to get a group picture there, so we'll move on to volleyball. Volleyball, we have Bree Franklin, daughter of Mandy Franklin. Carrington Haxton, daughter of Miken and Tom Haxton. Addie Heitschmidt, daughter of Julie and Darren Heitschmidt. McKinley Johnson, daughter of Danelle and Marty Johnson. Belle Peters, daughter of Robin Peters and Chuck Peters. Elise Ramsey, daughter of Charlene and John Ramsey. Madison Rep, daughter of Tracy and Randy Rep. Whitley McElroy, daughter of Jessica Peck and Travis McElroy. And Claire Brocksterman, daughter of April Brocksterman and Toby Brocksterman. Big hand for our volleyball team. And we will be doing football here after a little bit, so they will be introduced at about 6:50. Big overall round of applause for our seniors one last time. We've got some COVID reminders for you. Masks have to be worn for entry in common spaces when you cannot be social distance. Make sure essential personnel is on the field only. No post-game fan gatherings can be on the field or inside the stadium at all. So please exit after the game. There will be a modified handshake after the game, and then teams will leave the field for their locker rooms. So no spectators out there at all. Spectators, please sit as family units and social distance. Spectators will not be allowed near participant groups or on the field at all. Again, please do not attempt to go on the field after the game. Make sure you head out to that tailgate being sponsored by the sophomore class and concessions by the sophomore class. Those groups are going to need your help to hit their fundraising goals with limited capacity. We will have halftime entertainment provided by the Wildfires, so stay in your seats. And a big thanks to our chain crew, Doug Malm, Darren Heitschmidt, Birthday Boy Larry Vanderwig, and Brenton Anderson. And I'll get the music back on for a while.
This is Smoky Valley Vikings football on 95.5 The Rock.
And welcome, Smoky Valley football fans. Man, does it feel good to be back on the air live. Where technical difficulties here in the first broadcast is normally the thing that happens, but tonight the Smoky Valley Vikings open up their season for real. We got the pleasure of doing volleyball on Saturday, Doug, and it was kind of fun, but Friday night football is what it's all about.
Yeah, it's just a blast to be back. It's great to see the kids back at the building this week and getting things going on Thursday and Friday, and we had everybody back full board today, so it was just an amazing day. And these young men have been working now for 3 weeks, ready to get rolling, and tonight pads are on. Beautiful black on black out there, looking fantastic. An amazing new field out here, put down just over the summer. We're ready to go.
Yeah, thank you to Smoky Valley School District for helping to fund that with the college. The college has gone through and taken care of a lot of the bad boards in the bleachers. So, yeah, it looks a little nicer than it has been. But, yeah, that turf I walked out there tonight. It looks extraordinarily perfect, and we're just about ready for football. We'll take our first time out. When we come back, we'll talk about starting lineup, some other things. You're listening to Smoky Valley football back after this 1 minute timeout.
Trust your Smoky Valley real estate needs to Mari Loader of Coldwell Banker Antrim Piper Winger Realtors.
Wanted to receive. Lynchburg, Smoky Valley will kick
Welcome back
from
to Smoky
the
Valley
south.
football at Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College. And like Doug said, the brand new turf out there, boy, it just looks excellent. Just sharp, crisp lines and big numbers for us. The logos are a little different. They're back inside the circle that they use for soccer when they have the circle, however they do soccer. I don't know enough about soccer to know what they have that center circle for, but it's a center circle out there for when they have their face-off to start their game. But Halstead has won the toss and elected to take the football. Is
Yes,
that
they
what I
do.
heard?
They're going to receive, so they want the ball in their hands first and get an opportunity to get their offense out there. Last year at their place, I'm sure you'll detail this a little bit more later, but Smoky Valley was right there in the game the entire first half. There were some big plays that were made by Halstead to kind of jump that. And if you remember, they came out to open the second half with an onside kick to kind of put things away. But they like to come after you. They like to play, and they like their offense, and they like the opportunity to move the ball. And you've got a Smoky Valley team here that's going to have to bring their defense on the field and get started. Their defense was one of their strong points last year all along the way.
Absolutely, and we'll get those starters for you in a little bit. Brandon Mom will be doing the honor with the deep men. They switch sides back there. The Vikings will kick from the south end to the north end. And we're underway. Like Doug said, the Vikings are in their all-black uniforms, black helmets. Most of them have black shoes on. Halstead, all white. White helmets, white shoes, blue lettering. The man in the white hat has said ready, and we are ready for football. Wobbly kick. It's going to go toward the sideline and go out of bounds. No penalty on the first play, a kick out of bounds. They'll start on the 35-yard line, and we'll get the Viking starters on defense. Peel on the corner, Blanchett. Cade Blanchett, a sophomore. He's one of the safeties. Jake Lucas is a safety. At the other corner is Tate Brewer. He's a kid that moved here from McPherson. He's a senior. Haven Lysell Stewart will start. Brant Hebel will start as a linebacker. Tristan Stanball, linebacker. Justin Holt, Kai Shugren, Skylar Hopkins, and Tanner Ledig will be the...
I think you said Kai Sugar, and we got Court Sugar out there instead.
My bad. Get those guys mixed up. They're going to make us re-kick, so we'll go back 5 yards and kick it over again. They want their hands on the ball.
They do. They've got some athletes back there, and I think they want to see if they can use them right out of the gate and get something big.
So re-kick here from the start. 12-minute quarters in high school football. There is one cancellation in one of our league games tonight. Lions was going to travel to Larned, so that game got canceled in the middle of the afternoon for an undisclosed reason. So I don't know if it had to do with COVID or what it had to do with, but that's the only game in the high school whole setup that I believe has been canceled that was scheduled. Here's a good kick down the middle taken by Hebert at the 15, 20, 25, right up the middle, 30, and tackled. So they're better. They're worse off than they would have been if they had taken the ball at the 35-yard line. So good effort by the Vikings on special teams.
Yeah, really nice kick there by Brandon, right up the gut there, and put something on it and was able to get them pushed back a little ways. Like you said, caught it right about the 15, 16-yard line, and they'll start from what looks like about 32, 33-yard line.
So going under center is Cameron Core. He's a quarterback signal caller for Halstead. They'll go double tight end, power eye to the left, backfield, quick play count, and it's a dive. The quarterback kept it up the middle, and he ran into his own player. Farmer got credited with a good tackle there, maybe a gain of a yard on the play. Closest player for the Vikings was Stanball and Hopkins, I believe.
Wasn't a tackle by Lakin Farmer, though. But no, it looked like either A, Farmer hit the wrong gap there, or B, the quarterback just got in a little bit too much of a hurry and didn't deliver the fake because he was trying to hit that A gap hole and instead got drilled by his own fullback coming through.
We'll get the starters. We'll get the starters for Halstead here in a little bit. This time it's I formation with the slot outside the end. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle and going toward the outside, blowing over the top of Haven Lysell is number 34, the big running back Lopez. And he'll pick up about 6 or 7. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Dragons.
Yeah, Lopez getting out there, and that tackle actually made there by Tate Brewer, I think. Is he number 28?
You're right.
So Tate Brewer was out there on that, and he stood his ground. Lopez had a head of steam there and was able to push forward for an extra yard or two. And like you said, out to the 41, bringing up about a 3rd and 2.
Remember, you can listen on live.smokyvalley.org and watch at the same time. Lakin Farmer now single back. No, there is a fullback right behind the quarterback. Turn and hand it off to the fullback right up the middle. He's going to get Lopez enough yardage for the First down tackled by Brant Hebel, but not before they moved the sticks. 1st and 10.
Very similar play there. The Vikings really crashing hard. A lot of times you'll notice Smoky Valley will try to slant to the deeper side of the field there, and that's exactly what happened. They were able to get good push, almost an identical run by Lopez, this time plowing over Brant Hebel, who was again able to stand his ground and make the tackle.
Wide receiver to the left side for Halstead. Now man in motion. And it's going to be a quick bust up the middle again by Lopez. He's going to get tackled by a host of Vikings with no gain on the play. Good team tackle there by the Vikings.
Yeah, very nice team tackle, and really just kind of bogged things down in there. Number 75, Tanner Luddig, one of those in there on that tackle as well, getting up off the bottom of the pile. But just a nice job in there of standing their ground. This time looked like a pinch, had that area kind of bogged down, and was able to get the tackle after only a short gain.
Hebert, Farmer, Core, Boyd, and Lopez are the backs for Halstead. Herman, Shrill, Greider, and Hill are the linemen for the Halstead Dragons. Double tight end, I formation behind. Here comes quarterback again. He gives it off to Farmer. He's got moved. He's all the way. 30, 20, 10. Lincoln Farmer with a 55-yard or 53-yard touchdown run. He just found a seam, and boy, once he got in the clear, there was nobody to catch him.
He really did, and what they did such a nice job was Lopez running those last 3 plays in a row. That time the defensive end for Smoky Valley, as well as the outside linebacker, really crashed hard on the fake and opened up a wide hole there for Farmer to get through. And once he got to that second level, it was like nobody's business getting him to the third level, and he was able to take it to the house for a 55-yard score, putting Halstead up 6-0 with 9:23 left here in the first quarter.
Looks like they're going to go for 2 on the extra point. Wide receiver on the outside is number 15, Boyd. Man in motion to the near side. Turn to hand it off to Lopez. No, the quarterback's going to keep it, trying to get outside. He's going to make it, and 2-point conversion is good by the quarterback, Core. And it's 8-0 at 9:23 left to go in the first quarter. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Do you feel they're your go-to source for premium quality Pioneer brand corn, soybean, milo, and sunflower seed, along with wheat, cover crop, and forage seeds? If you're in the need, trust in Phelps Seed. With you from the word go.
Smoky Valley Chiropractic. Dr. Daryl Loader has been on the Viking sidelines since 1995. A doctor with advanced certification in both wellness and sports injury management, he is the resident expert in the Smoky Valley, helping others live long, active, healthy lives since 1995.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College, where the Halstead Dragons just put together a 4-play, 67-yard drive to come to pay dirt with 9:23 left to go. So you can see why they wanted the ball to start the game with, put a little pressure on there. Returning, they've been into the playoffs for 3 or 4 years in a row now. Coach Greider has really got their program turned in the right direction, and I think the Vikings are certainly want to get their program back on where it was a few years ago.
Yeah, and again, I think there's a lot of building. You named some of those names off who started tonight for Smoky Valley. A few sophomores in there, some juniors in there. There's just a pretty good mix of guys that we're using at this point in time. Not necessarily a senior-laden team like we had a couple of years ago, or even last year for some extreme. But you got a lot of young guys trying to develop some guys, and Halstead, again, they always love their offense. They love to get out and get after you. They want to get in that lead. They want to put points on the board, and certainly obvious hands to get to the speedsters. Farmer making an excellent run there, getting going. Like you mentioned, 4 plays, 67 yards. Didn't take long, and now the Viking offense has a chance to come back and see what they've got to open the season.
Carson Peel and Brant Hebel are back for the Vikings about the 15-yard line. I think it's 28 the kicker. Is that right?
I think you're right. Yeah,
28 Swift.
Jackson Swift
Will be the kicker. Looks like he's going to be a left-footed kicker the way he's lining up, so we'll see what the Vikings can do with the return. Just underway here. It's a high end-over-end kick. It's going to go out of bounds, it looks like. The Vikings will see if they take it on the 35-yard line or whether they want him to re-kick. Coach Lambert pointing back. We're going to make them re-kick, too. They're going to do it to us. We're going to do it to them. So Good for him.
I guess we're hoping the same outcome to come after this as well. I'd like to get the ball a little bit further up the field than what they started. But, interesting. The year starts off with 2 out-of-bounds kicks to kind of get things going. But, again, what a nice night tonight. It's a little bit toasty out there. It really heated up a little bit today. But hoping that once the sun kind of heads back behind the backdrop here, that we'll be able to get it cooled off a little bit and make it for a really good football here.
They're huddling up to get the kick restarted here, and the Vikings have, as mentioned, Peel and Hebel on the 20-yard line now. Stambaugh and Blanchett, the 2 starting running back and fullback, are up about the 35-yard line. So if it's a short kick, one of them will be taking it up there. Approach to the ball, and this one's going to be short. Going to have to take it. Brant Hebel misplays it a little bit. Brant will pick it up and try to get outside, and he's going to be stomped. So both teams could have done better by taking Pally and taking the ball at the 35-yard line, but the Vikings have a little miscommunication. Brant probably should have let that ball bounce since he couldn't have to catch it in the air. And he lost control of it just a little bit, and Vikings will have it from 10 at the 24-yard line.
A little bit of a knuckleball coming out of there. It never got a lot of rise to it. I don't, Brant was worried about getting too far underneath it, and he tried to play it and then realized he wasn't far enough, and it took a bad hop, and Vikings started inside their own 25.
It is Bronson Golden, the wide receiver, to the far side. I formation behind Lucas here. He's going to roll out in the flat, going to go down with the pass, and he's overthrowing his intended target, Haven Lysell Stewart. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Vikings. So right away, the Vikings come out throwing the ball. Coach Lambert, I got his pregame interview. Because of technical difficulties, we didn't get to play that for you. But he said probably going to be a little more than we have been in the past. In 85, 90% run. We're less. Well, this is starting his 2nd year at Viking. Run the ball.
Yeah, he's got a pretty athletic Jake Lucas, and he's got some nice dynamic receivers. Haven Lysell Stewart has been a really good-handed receiver and sure-handed. And I think he wants to get that length into the offense.
Double tight with the flanker out here. Brant Hebel, I formation behind Lucas. He's going to turn it end off to Stambaugh. He's got some running there. Breaking in near midfield before he's run out of bounds. So Tristan Stambaugh, with his first varsity run, big yardage up near the 50-yard line.
Yeah, very similar. They opened up with a tough play for themselves on offense and gained 1 yard. We had an incomplete pass, give it to our fullback. And like you said, Stambaugh takes it from about the 24 up to the 50, a 26-yard run, and really chugging along the way. Some great blocking up front by that Viking line.
Yeah, did a nice job. A senior-laden offensive lineman will get those for you here in just a minute. Long play count by Lucas. Here comes Blanchett. He's got some room. He's 45, down to the 45, and he'll pick up nearly 5 yards on the play. So good pickup across the 40 down to near the 39-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down now and almost 10 for the 1st down. So a mishap on the snap there between the center, Tanner Luddig, and Jake Lucas. So Vikings are faced with 3rd and long at the 39-yard line.
Similar aspects to last season, as we talked about a lot of times, miscues. Vikings had a lot of opportunities last year and had an inopportune fumble. Need to take advantage of this here and get some nice yardage on this play.
2 receivers to the far side. Lucas rolling out to the far side, looking downfield. He's got a receiver, Lysell, and he's caught. And it's in across the 30-yard line into what looks like 1st down in the area. Good pass by Jake Lucas and an even better reception by Haven.
Yeah, Lucas pumped that one a little bit. It looked like he was the first time, and then after a little bit decided to put the ball back in the air and found Haven Lysell Stewart right about the 1st down marker, and it's actually just inside the 30, so picking up just enough for the Vikings to get another 1st down.
Yeah, by the length of the football is about all it was. Under 6 minutes to go now in the 1st quarter. Halstead scored on a 4-play, 67-yard drive. Lucas still looking. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He's across the 30 down near the 25-yard line. We're breaking up a little bit. We'll try to adjust our volumes just a little bit to see if we can help with that.
Yeah, nice run. Lucas coming to the near side that time. Again, a little bit more difficult rollout for a right-handed quarterback. Took the ball back as if he was getting ready to throw on that one. Nothing available. Tucks it and ends up picking up a good 3 to 4 yards there.
Number 4, Braxton House, the wide receiver to the far side. Slot receiver is Brant Hebel, I formation. Here comes Cade Blanchett trying to get outside. Boy, he gets double tackled. One high and one low. Lopez, the low guy.
Got Caden Hill up there on top.
So loss on the play about 4 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Vikings now. Still at the 30-yard line. Haven't got inside the new red. We've got a new advertisement for red zone. Do that in just a little bit, hoping the Vikings can get into the red zone. Halstead went right through the red zone on their touchdown run. Carson Peel coming in with the play. Jake Lucas calling a good formation in the huddle for the Vikings. Everything's new on this year, first game of the year. Going to put 3 receivers to the far side. Shotgun formation with Tristan Stanbaugh by Lucas in the backfield. Oh, there goes a penalty on the Vikings. As Blanchett took off down the field before anybody else took off. The defense was shifting around, so.
Where everybody was moving just a little bit there, and Cade unfortunately jumped the gun a little bit, tried to get a bit of a head start. That'll push the Vikings back 5, so be about a 3rd and 15 here. So they're really going to have to dial something up here. You know, a lot of times Coach Lambert likes to dial up those rollout passes and give the quarterback the opportunity to tuck it. You know, we're in that area right now where it's clearly going to be 4-down territory for Smoky Valley. You just want to see yourself pick up between 5 and 10 here. 4th down.
Same formation with the receivers to the far side. Lucas is rolling to the far side. Got some defensive guys coming in. Still rolling. Now he's going to get it. Oh, man, Cade Blanchett got hit before the ball got there, but I think he was on the out-of-bounds line anyway, so it's going to be incomplete 4th down coming up. And the Vikings, like you say, I think will be in 4-down territory because you're not going to gain very much by punting the ball, but maybe they will. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, I'd say the only option here might be the fact that you give yourself a chance to pin them deep as opposed to letting them start so far. So I could see, because they didn't gain anything on that one, maybe putting Jake Lucas back to punt or setting up a scenario here where they do punt it. And I think that looks like maybe what they're going to do here with Tristan Stanbaugh.
Stanbaugh is the punter. I got the punter for the team, so they're not falling for it. They're not going to put anybody back to return. Tanner Luddig is the snapper. It's a good snap. It's a high kick. It's going to go over to the right side and takes a Viking bounce. Good job inside the 15-yard line. And so Stanbaugh did a good job of kind of going toward the corner and getting it inside the 20-yard line. And that's where Halstead will take over. After a few first downs, the Vikings show they can move the ball, but just kind of stalled out on their drive.
Yeah, not a long punt. I think he's going to end up putting up about 22 yards on that punt, as it looks like they're going to set it about the 13. But it was an effective punt because right inside the 20, pushed him back, changes field position a little bit, puts the goal line right there at the backside of the Halstead Dragons and gives the Vikings a chance to push them backwards a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a stop here and make them punt the ball. So we'll see what they do. Core will go under center again with that offset I formation. The receiver to the near side. Quick play count. He's dropping back now. He gets it off to Farmer. He's trying the left side. He's got some room. Got some opening in the middle again. He could go all the way. He's at midfield. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Lake and Farmer with a 86-yard touchdown run. So, boy, pinning them back in the back end there didn't do any good as one play and 84 yards.
Yeah, heck of a run there. He just was able to get around that right side. A couple of jukes at the line. I'm not sure he was touched as he came through. Smoky Valley again trying to slant there just a little bit to overplay. And unfortunately, he was able to get through that first section of the line. And when he juked through the second level, great kick out block there on the side of that. And nobody touches him the rest of the way. Beautiful run, 87 yards, touchdown.
2-point conversion again. It's a pitch trying to get outside the Vikings. Oh, it looked like they had it snuffed out, but Hebert is going to get over for the run, and it's 16-0 with 4:11 left to go in the first quarter. Back with the ensuing kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Bank of Tesket. Come see us for all. Member FDIC.
We're the Bank of Tesket.
Auburn Pharmacy is your local hometown Lindsborg pharmacy, located at 216 North Harrison Street, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
welcome back to Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College. The brand new turf for the Vikings. Vikings not getting off to a good start on this brand new turf as Halstead has come. They show they're the real deal. Lakin Farmer comes in as a pretty highly advertised back, and his 2 touches has both been resulted in touchdowns. So we're going to have to kind of follow him just a little bit, see if we can get him cornered, hampered up just a little bit.
You normally look at the fact that you want to have that time of possession to start the year, and it's usually to your advantage, but Smoky Valley has nearly 5 minutes of possession at 4:59, only 2:37 for Halstead so far in this first quarter, but Lakin Farmer has 2 carries for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns right now, so a pleasant 70.5 average for Farmer to get things going on his 2020 campaign.
And it just is a year of different things with, like you said, school. The kids finally getting full class schedule of kids today for the first day. And, it's we got a lot to learn. I hope we can play a whole season this year. We just know that's the case. Short kick again. Going to be picked up by Hebel at the 30-35, trying to get up the sideline. And he'll get right at the 35-yard line. The Vikings will take over 1st and 10. A little better field position this time. See how they can make things work.
Yeah, Vikings were moving the ball a little bit on that first possession. A nice run by Tristan Stambaugh, picked up 26. Nice completion by Jake Lucas to continue the drive to Haven Lysell Stewart for 9 yards. But otherwise, a few more passes to get things going, but we're 1 for 4 right now and ended up having to end that, hoping to pin them back. And they turned the tables on us a little bit there at the end of that segment.
Double tight wishbone formation this time for the Vikings, so they're going to come out and play a little smash mouth football here, it appears. Turn and hand it off to Stambaugh. Stutter steps. He's got some running room. He's near the 45-yard line. Somebody's helmet came popping off. That's Hebert, so he'll have to go out for a play. This is Stambaugh. A little stutter step at the line there, and he found a little seam, and boy, he really powered his way forward.
Yeah, Stambaugh runs hard. He is a very aggressive back. And that time he got through that first wave. Wasn't touched as he got through the line. Hebert stood his ground. A good force right there, knocking the helmet off Hebert. And Stambaugh continues to push forward for another 2 yards.
Again, credit the offensive line, Brandon Malm on that side. I don't remember who the right guard is, if that's Shugren or who that is. But they had a nice hole. Here comes Blanchett trying to get outside. He's trying to tiptoe, and then that pretty late hit coming in there by Halstead. But Blanchett was already down on the ground. He'll pick up 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Vikings, just short of midfield at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, you mentioned that line, and one of those new faces on that line is Court Shugren. He's been a running back for them the past couple of years, and now turns back to the line of scrimmage because it's the best position. It's the most helpful position. And Court's a very strong young man, does such a great job, and their goal now is to get somebody on that line of scrimmage that they can trust and to help make that a stronger line of scrimmage as well.
He did play a little bit last year. Toward the end of the year, they started mixing him in there. They had a little official timeout for something. I don't know what they were doing, but they were re-huddled. Now the Vikings will go with 2nd down and 9. Haven Lysell Stewart, the tight end on the near side. Brewer, the tight end on the far side. Again, wishbone formation for the Vikings. Roll out for Lucas, trying to tuck it upfield. He's going to pass the ball. He throws it right to Farmer. Interception at the 50, 45, 40, 30, 20. Farmer's going to take it back to the house. A pick 6 by Lakin Farmer. Jake Lucas just didn't see him because he threw it right to him. He hit it right at his face mask. And a pick 6 is really tilting the field toward the Halstead side.
It's kind of a Farmer night tonight. He makes that interception, like you said, right about the 43-yard line in Viking territory there, and he ends up running that back 57 yards for the score. But you're exactly right. Jake rolled out. The ocean kind of parted for him there. Looked like maybe he might have had an opportunity to run the ball, but saw Haven Lysell Stewart down in that back seam. Thought he could get it there, and like you pointed out, I don't think he saw Farmer. I think he was hovered in there, and he thought he was going to place it right over his head, and instead Farmer, like you said, takes it right in the face mask and has a nice interception and his 3rd score of the day.
Wow, it's been all Farmer here for the Halstead Dragons. Core goes under center again. Their power I formation to the left this time. Turn and hand it off to Hebert. He's going to get at the line of scrimmage and get to the goal line and power it over for the 2-point conversion. And our score with 2:42 left to go in this first quarter is Halstead 24, Smoky Valley 0. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
People's Bank and Trust takes pride in proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany College. Member FDIC.
Lindsborg Community Hospital and Family Healthcare Clinic, supporting concussion safety and impact testing for all athletes who call the Smoky Valley home.
Welcome back to Anderson Stadium. Lindstrom Brothers Field on the campus of Bethany College. Other games going on in our league tonight. Haven is at Heston. Pratt is at Hoisington. Hillsboro at Nickerson. And I mentioned Lyons and Larned got canceled for some reason. We don't know about that. Other area games, Minneapolis is at southeast of Saline. Hayesville is at Salina Central. That's former Beth. We'll be looking for those scores. And also in our new district, Goodland is hosting Liberal. Ulysses is at Scott City. Colby is at Hugoton, and Russell is at Ellis. So those are schools that will be playing now.
Only league score so far that we have is Hillsboro is up on Nickerson 14-0. That's in the first quarter.
So times 3 here. We'll get the kickoff again after Halstead scored on the pick 6. Left-footed kick. Habel's got to go way back to the 10-yard line. They're going to give a reverse and give it to Carson Peel. He's on the far side trying to get outside edge. He's got a little bit of seam along the edge, and he's tripped up across the 40-yard line. So good. Boy, he tiptoed that sideline there for a while. The referee was right there watching his footsteps, and he gets a little bit of break. I thought he was going to break it. A shoestring tackle kept him from going all the way, but that's a great return, and it's going to set the Vikings up 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, great reverse call there. It looked like they might have had him sized up. They had an opportunity, number 45 there. Almost had him along the sideline. Like you mentioned, tiptoeing almost from about the 30 all the way to the 43, giving Smoky Valley excellent field position to get this drive started.
Go back to the wishbone formation again, double tight with Brewer and Lysell. Stand by the fullback who mishandles the snap a little bit. Cade Blanchett gets in the backfield and the ball comes out now. They're going to say forward progress. No, they're going to say it's a live fumble.
Yeah, he was stood up. The forward progress could have easily been a call on that one, I thought, but he's going to go ahead and call that ball coming out. Luckily, Jake Lucas was right there, but really got Cade stood up in the backfield, and then the gang tackling of Halstead is able to jar that ball free.
2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in this ugly first quarter for the Vikings. I've seen Halstead run it efficiently and a pick 6 to give them the 3 scores. The Vikings need to get something going here. Wishbone formation again for the Vikings with double tight. Here comes Stanball coming through the middle, and he's got a little bit of room across the 40 and up near the 41-yard line, but boy, they closed the gap quickly on the Vikings. So it's going to be 3rd down and long now for the Vikings, 3rd and 12.
Yeah, Stanball's been the best runner to this point. That time they had a lot of clutter down around his feet, and it just wasn't able to get up and over that, and just got stymied there after a short gain.
He's a big bruising back at 6'3", 210, so he's a little slow to get up off the bottom of the pile. So 3rd and long now for the Vikings. They'll put House, Hebel, and Blanchett out to the far side. Near side is Lysell, tight end near side. Shotgun formation for Jake Lucas. Good snap. Rolling to the right. Still rolling. Looking downfield. He's going to go deep, and don't know where he was expecting Hebel to come back toward the
down right now. Is that Carson Peel?
I believe it
Carson was one of them out here on the edge, holding his ground and doing exactly what he needed to do, but he is down on the field right now and being attended to here by Dr. Loader.
I want to congratulate the seniors. It's senior night. You don't know what's going to happen with the year as it goes along. So for football, they talked about Leroy Bean, son of Leroy and Juanita Bean, Tate Brewer, son of Bryce and Sue Brewer, Bronson Golden, son of Daryl and Sari Golden, Brant Hebel, son of Blaine and Von Seal Hebel, Skylar Hopkins, son of Crystal Hopkins Toothman, and grandson of Terry Madison, Jake Lucas, son of Mark, Brandon Malm, son of Doug Malm and Cheryl Malm, James Osterman, son of Angela Osterman and James Barber, Cameron Rogers, son of Jason, Court Shugren, son of Steve and Roxy Shugren, and Paige Morris, daughter of Amber Reed and Doug Reed. How about you want to read some of the others?
Happy to. In cross country, we've got Ryan Helene, who had a great day yesterday in cross country. We'll talk about results from there later. Greg, son of Greg and Erica Helene. Elise Peterson, daughter of Cheryl Peterson. Kaisa Peterson, daughter of Norman and Kathy Peterson. Stephen Peterson, also son of Norman and Kathy Peterson. Jameson Sattler, son of Lynette McNeil and David Young. In tennis, we've got Carrick Elliott, daughter of our own Ben and Gretchen Elliott. On wildfires, again, Carrick Elliott. Cheer, Lois LaRose, host daughter of Ben and Angela DeLiesel. Ophelia Miller, daughter of Melanie Shalleck and Chris Miller. Belle Peters, daughter of Chuck and Robin Peters. Elise Peterson again. Kaisa Peterson again. Ilea Wampler, daughter of Bryce and Stacy Wampler. And then in volleyball, we'll talk about their results as well. Bree Franklin, daughter of Mandy Franklin. Carrington Haxton, daughter of Miken and Tom Haxton. Addie Heitschmidt, daughter of Julie and Darren Heitschmidt. McKinley Johnson, daughter of Danelle and Marty Johnson. Belle Peters, daughter of Robin and Chuck Peters. Elise Ramsey, daughter of Charlene and John Ramsey. Madison Rep, daughter of Tracy and Randy Rep. Whitley McElroy, daughter of Jessica Peck and Travis McElroy, and Claire Brocksterman, daughter of April Brocksterman and Toby Brocksterman.
Yeah, the boys cross country in the high school 1 through 5 is the way they finished in the Ryan Helene, Lucas Apel, Justice Gardner, Garrett Huffman, Stephen Peterson, and Samuel Peterson finished 8th, Titus Reed 13th, so they did a remarkable job. 1st and 10, Halstead. Handoff to Farmer as he gets through the middle of the line and wrapped up by Haven Lysell Stewart and Tanner, I believe, or Hopkins, one or the other, but did a good job of taking him for almost no gain on the play. We'll call it no gain with his 70-yard average he had to start with.
Yeah, I might have seen Leroy Bean on that one too. I was trying to see exactly who got up out of that mix, but
well, it was a 7, so it was one of those two. Could have very well been.
Actually, I think you're right. Hopkins kind of finishes him off from the top there, or Justin Holt. Sorry, Justin Holt.
I know the first guy up the middle, Lopez, and good job by the Viking defense. Down the line is Jake Lucas. So Lucas doing a good job of following that play on the line. The loss on the play for Lopez of a couple yards back to midfield. So 3rd down and 10 for the Halstead Dragons.
That all gets started by Tristan Stambaugh really pushing that offensive guard back into the backfield. He really bottled things up and forced Lopez to have to go outside. That enabled our linebacking core and our safeties to be able to come back and help finish that play off. A great job by Tristan Stambaugh there.
So good job for the Vikings holding Halstead to a 3rd down and long. Well, they need to get the lights on. I thought they'd be on, but they're not on yet. Quick pass in the middle, and by the way, is it a fumble or an incomplete? It said it's going to be an incomplete pass. Couldn't tell if he got his hand going forward yet, but Core was under pressure. Good pressure from the middle of the line of Ledig and Hopkins in the middle. And it's going to be 4th down and 10 for the Halstead Dragons. Will they punt?
Yeah, had a little screen wheel route set up for the slot, trying to give him an opportunity to get up the field. It just never materialized. Then Austin Sharp made it back there in time to put pressure on the quarterback, get the deflection, and force a 4th and 10.
So 4th and 10 for Halstead with leading 24-0. Doesn't look like they're even thinking about punting the ball away. Now they will drop somebody back, number 45, to go back. That is Drake. So quickly going back is Brant Hebel. Watch the fake. It's a good low punt. Pressure coming up now. They're going to have to try to get it and run it. And the Vikings, they're going to sack him. Sacked by number 54 for the Vikings. That is Justin Holt. Mentioned his name a couple of times, but that was just a bad, not necessarily a bad snap, a little low snap, but boy, it gives the Vikings excellent field position.
Yeah, snap was a little low. I think he went down to get it and just kind of mishandled it. Again, that was Chandler Drake, and the Vikings being very sound, staying in their lanes. He tried to do the best he could to Drake to kind of get out of trouble there, but there was nowhere to go. The Vikings shut that down. Best field position of the night for Smoky Valley, 37 yards away from the end zone.
Yeah, best starting position. They got down inside near the red zone, but couldn't quite get there. Here comes Cade Blanchard. He's a little slow getting to the hole, and boy, it closes in a hurry. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play, but it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, hasn't been a lot of space yet for him to be able to get through. That one was really stuffed up the middle by the linebacker there, number 65, Doug Greider. He stuck his nose in there. We mentioned that name a time or two last year, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah.
But he was right there on top of the play and able to stick Blanchett right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Coach's son, he knows where he belongs, and he usually is not making very many mistakes. I'm just surprised that he's an offensive lineman, but boy, he makes his presence known on his defensive linebacking ability. 2nd down and 10 for the Vikings. I formation. Slot receiver is Bronson Golden on the near side. Lucas dropping back. He's got a flat for Lysell, and he's going to get driven out of bounds by number 2, Hebert. There'll be a short gain on the play of maybe 1 or 2 yards. See where they spot the ball. It's going to be just a gain of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, nice little short look there on the levels. Had Bronson Golden going deep. Had Haven Stewart short, and he was able to make the catch. Not for a big gain, just a couple of yards, but still another completion and moving the ball forward.
Got to take what you'll give you. So 3rd down and a long 8, short 9 here for the Vikings at the 36-yard line of Halstead. Oh, both ends of the Vikings move, so the Vikings going to get penalized. Bronson Golden and House are both moving.
Still working on Carson Peel down on the side.
They said it was on the Halstead. He pointed to Halstead.
Yeah, they're going to move it the Vikings way, though. I think he might have mispointed, but, well, we'll see. They are going to move it against Halstead. You're exactly right.
They jumped into the neutral zone first, evidently. So it's a 5. That looked all to be on the Vikings, but we'll take 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and a long 4, short 5 now for the Vikings.
I'm looking at that on the replay here, and I'm not necessarily seeing a Halstead guy jump in there, but we will definitely take it.
Well, one of the coaches came over and talked to the sideline official over there, and it's like, what do you mean it's on us? I'm assuming that's what he meant, too, because we certainly didn't see it either.
Now, the question was whether or not somebody was lined up in the neutral zone.
And a handoff to Blanchett, the second man through. Stambaugh, they had him filled up, and Lucas, I think, was going to try to keep it. He was bottled up. And finally, they got it to Blanchett. He gets maybe a yard on the play, so it's 4th down at the 30-yard line. See if the Vikings go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, every single inch right now has been big for Cade Blanchett because he has not had much of a hole. Really trying to get through there, but there just has not been much. And that time, it almost looked like Jake Lucas didn't get the ball put all the way in there, and Blanchett was still able to corral that and hold on to it.
Coach Lambert's going to call timeout here now to keep it. We'll keep it right here. Talk a little bit more about the cross-country team. They finished 1 through 5 in the boys' action. Won with a total points of just did an excellent job. And in the girls' side, Gracie Lambert took 2nd, Kinsey Helene took 4th, Kaisha Peterson took 5th, Olivia Binkson, her dad is my nephew, she took 6th, and Lydia Peterson took 7th, and Adrian Lockhart took 8th, and Avery Kruckenberg 13th. So they did a really good job. Also, in 7th grade action, the 7th grade boys and girls each run 1 mile. Gracie Peterson and Emma Hawk, 3rd and 7th for the girls, and Braylon Olson 1st, Barker Gardner 4th, Diesel Dower 8th, and Atticus Pavlovich in 10th for the boys. And in the sophomore or 8th grade girls, they run 2 miles. We'll get to their names in a little bit. Also freshman, sophomore girls. I mentioned all of those placed, all the girls. We'll get to those here in a little bit. The Vikings come out of the huddle ready to go on 4th down and 4, we'll call it. Long 3, short 4.
I said a little bit earlier, still working on Carson Peel down there. It doesn't look optimistic to get him back in this game. They still have him down there on the ground, on the sideline, kind of propping the leg up there. Looks like a right leg injury.
So 4th down for the Vikings. They go wishbone formation, turn and hand it off to Stambaugh. He's trying to get to the 1st down marker, but he's going to be well short. He gains about a yard and a half inside the 30-yard line. But it'll go over on downs to the Halstead Dragons. Good effort by everybody involved there. Good defensive effort by Halstead. Coming up off the bottom of the pile is Hebert.
Hebert was in there, I think number 57. Considine was in there as well. There were, like you said, a host of Dragons in there to make that play. But again, the Vikings trying to drive that through, just picking up about a yard, 2 yards to put it at the 30, 29, but it will go over to Halstead.
turning it over on downs. The Vikings do, and they're trying to get that, running up that time of possession, but not running up any points on the scoreboard. Power I formation to the right. Here comes the first man through. Farmer's going to get it. He's going to be forced by Holt again.
Yeah, he got him around the body, though. I mean, he had a hold of him across the body and didn't grab from the backside. Looked more violent maybe than what it seemed, but it was a good, solid tackle, I thought. I didn't think he did anything overly egregious. Just unfortunately had him wrapped around the neck just a little bit there, but it was a good tackle by Holt. Again, Farmer getting back to that second level. When he gets back there, he is so dangerous.
Lopez was the first man through. I thought they handed it off to him, but then they gave it to Farmer coming through from the middle. The wide receiver to the far side. Power I formation again. Here comes direct handoff to Farmer. He's got some running room again. He's across midfield. It's a foot race. He's going to try to cut back on Brewer. He cuts it back to the 30, 25-20, 15-10, 5 touchdown. Holt trying to get him before he goes out of bounds. And it is 6 points for Halstead on the long run again by Lakin Farmer.
Yeah, what an athlete. Again, that's going to be about a 65-yard run, and he had to do a little work this time. Hats off to Justin Holt from his lineman position, hustling all the way down to the goal line to try to make a play and keep him from scoring. Unfortunately, not able to, but again, Farmer made it through that first line untouched. Once he got to the second wave, couple of juke moves, and then he's heading off into the distance. He is so elusive and so fast at this point in time. Great opening game for Farmer.
Man, great opening game. The lights are coming on now here at Anderson Stadium. 2-point conversion for Halstead. Core under center going to turn and roll to the right, looking to pass it in the middle in the flat, and going down on one knee is number 45 for the reception. That is Drake, and it'll be a 2-point pass conversion for the conversion, and it's 32-0 with 6:35 left to go. Second quarter. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
First Bank Kansas is a proud sponsor of sports in the Smoky Valley. First Bank Kansas is community-focused and customer-driven, with locations in Lindsborg, Salina, and McPherson. Bank with confidence at First Bank Kansas. Carlson Accounting, Inc. in Lindsborg offers complete accounting and payroll services, full-service income tax and e-file services, and business advisory services. Serving Central Kansas since 1983. A proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany Athletics.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field, here on the campus of Bethany College, where the Smoky Valley Vikings certainly aren't having their first season opener going their way. Of course, state-ranked Halstead coming in. They're ranked number 7 preseason, and by the Catch It Kansas app and different places where they've got some rankings. And they've just had a good team the last 3 years in a row. We've really played. They played us really tough those last 3 or 4 years.
It's a nice squad. They play really well together. They're very well coached. They're coming out right now and punching us in the mouth a little bit. And again, Vikings still playing a ton of heart. Got the stop on the previous possession. Was able to force the punt. Ended up in good field position. Unfortunately, couldn't take advantage of getting that first down there. Turning it over on downs, and unfortunately, you put the ball back in Farmer's hands too often. He makes plays, and he's already got 7 carries for 219 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then you sprinkle in a 60-plus yard interception return as well. He's having a heck of a night. Mm-hmm. He is the real deal, and he's really showing that tonight. The senior coming up big for us to make some big plays. And again, hats off to their line too. They've really done a nice job isolating the Smoky Valley defensive line and getting him through that first wave so that he could pick and choose his way through the rest. But just absolutely top end speed has been solid for him.
A little confusion now about where Brewer's out there replacing Carson Peel. He should be back there in this back piece back by Brant Hebel. Maybe they're just changing the way they line up a little bit. They got the right number out there, so I think
they're overplaying that left side because he kicked that direction both times each time he's kicked.
Line drive kick, and they taken by Brant Hebel to 15, 20, trying to get outside, near side, 25, up near the 30-yard line before he's taken down by group of Dragons. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line for Smoky Valley. See if they can get something put together here before halftime. You know, just sustain a drive here. Go into the halftime with some momentum on your side.
Yeah, like we've said, the Vikings have held the ball for about 11 minutes, 11:05, compared to only about 5.5 minutes for Halstead. It's just that the 5.5 minutes Halstead's had the ball, they've done more with it. But
Wow.
There have been some ball movements here by the Vikings that have been good, and I think some good blocking up front. Just haven't been able to sustain much of anything from there.
Double tight end with Lysell and Brewer is the tight end. Wishbone formation. Stambaugh gets a handoff, gets across the 30 up to about the 31, so he'll gain a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Smoky Valley.
It looks like Stambaugh might still be down there a little bit. Hoping he can hop up here, but again, trying to stick him up through that middle. It's really bottled up inside. Smoky Valley really hasn't had anything around the edge, so almost everything to this point has been up the gut for them.
We'll talk a little bit about volleyball now. The Vikings, we broadcast on the live.smokyvalley.org the first opening volleyball match where the Vikings took on Hillsboro and Heston. Hillsboro edged the Vikings in 3 sets. They were leading in that 3rd set, and then some announcer said that the first team to 20 gets the win, and then Hillsboro
some announcer. Let's point out who that announcer would know.
Hillsboro must have heard what I said, and they decided to rally, put on their rally caps, and ended up beating the Vikings 28-26. So it was a close match, and then they came back and handled Heston after that. So 1-1 start to open, but then they went on the road yesterday. They finished 3-0 with wins against Abilene 25-16, 25-21, against state-ranked TMP 25-20 and 25-10. And then against Concordia 25-20 and 25-20. So they really did very good with McKinley Johnson with 34 assists and Elise Ramsey with 32 assists. McKinley Johnson, get this, 42 of 42 serving. That's hitting the ball where you want to hit the ball.
Yeah, you and I talked about it that week before on Saturday. You know, when you miss serves, that's a big thing, and you want to get that ball in play. And obviously they were off of it for her to get 42 serves.
Bree Franklin with 24 of 26. Abby Rose, 18 of 20. Aubrey Boulder was 17 of 19. Addie Heitzschmidt, 21 of 24. And Elise Ramsey, 21 of 24. So the serving was really, really good for the Vikings. And then attacking, Abby Rose led with 19 kills. Next was Bree Franklin with 15 and Addie Heitzschmidt with 13. Blocking, Abby Rose also leading the way with 3 solo blocks and 2 assisted blocks. And then several with 2 blocks. Also, Belle Peters with 3 assisted blocks. Digs, Addie Heitzschmidt was the leading digger with 15 digs on the evening. Carrington Haxton with 13 and Ott Boulder with 13 and Abby with 13. So spread that around too. That's being in the right place at the right time and not being shy of the ball coming at you, because that sometimes is a pretty hard hit coming at you.
It is, and I think that movement across that front for them is so big. We talked about it on Saturday. Being able to get blocks and stymie the other team's system is so big, and they got a lot of them. And I think one of the best things that might have happened might have been losing that match to Hillsboro. I think it really opened them up, because I think they didn't play nearly to their capabilities that match, and then were able to come back and put away Heston. But I think it refocused them, got them ready to go. You know, TMP was a very solid team last year, and they were able to take care of him in 2 sets here on Thursday.
Now, that's good to see Tristan on his own coming off. He must have got a little stinger there, so certainly feel good. And quoting Coach Ramsey, our girls came out swinging and ready to play tonight. It was a total team effort. We played 3 very good teams who all have a rich history of volleyball success. Our distributed the ball very well, and our attacking blocking game was incredible. We've been working on defense, and tonight it definitely paid off. Carrington Haxton took charge of the back row with her quick feet and made so many great plays. We finished with 3-0 and left with more confidence than what we walked in with. So certainly like that when your coach kind of puts a little heaping bit of praise on your team after a great showing on an away triangular.
Yeah, and it just takes a while to get that, everybody on the same page. It is a team that a lot of them are coming back from last year. All of them are coming back from last year, but still getting on that same page and trying to meet those high expectations that they have this year.
Now I got to find out who the fullback is in the backfield now. He's going to get the ball right off the bat. Is number 55. That's Court Sugar, isn't it?
Yep. So we move Court back there again. He's our next guy in. Looks like there might have been a late hit in there in the middle of that pile as well.
Well, they were coming in a couple of hits. We got a little late here before, so not surprising me. Halstead going to run everybody to the ball, so personal foul.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a play away from the ball there. Still had a couple of guys engaged blocking, and looked like we had one of our Smoky Valley players kind of get thrown down at the end of that play. So I think it might have been away from the ball. I think it was an engagement there between a player for them and Braden Wise for Smoky Valley, but that's going to push us up 15 yards and a big play. Hopefully getting some momentum here before the half with 5:50 to play.
Well, that's not good for the Vikings to have two injured sophomores that we're counting on to play big minutes, Carson Peel and Tristan Stambaugh, now both on the sideline, so I hope we'll get a good report at halftime for them. But Shugan, Hebel, and Blanchett in the backfield behind Jake Lucas, double tight end wishbone formation. A little late on the snap. Lucas is going to roll. He's going to throw it out in the flat to Haven. Caught for a first down yardage. Good effort, good pass right there. Haven loses his helmet, so he's going to have to come out for a play maybe.
Yeah, beautiful job putting it on him. Again, that's that rollout to the weak side for our quarterback to where he has to throw against his body. But Lucas putting a nice ball where only Haven and Lysell Stewart could get it. And a beautiful catch by Haven. Puts the ball at the 43-yard line for Smoky Valley.
He tried to go back into the huddle, but he was asked to leave. The officials watch that. It comes off. Doesn't really matter what reason it comes off for. Yep. You got to sit out a play, so he comes over to the sideline. But, yeah, good first down. First down other than penalty, isn't it? No, we had a couple first downs early. Tristan had one good on the run and then another one on the pass. Here comes Blanchett trying to get – boy, he's had tough luck getting yardage. He gets a little bit of yardage. You're not giving him very good
didn't give him much forward
progress.
Yeah,
no.
I thought he got across that line there, the line of scrimmage a little bit, maybe by a half yard or maybe even a yard. But
so
looks like they're going to mark it even back behind where they originally had it located.
And no gain on the play. Looks like it's just 3-yard line. So second down and 10 for Smoky Valley. Haven, Lysell into there. Johnson Golden also checking back in. 4.5 minutes left to go in this second quarter. 32-0. Halstead with the lead. Golden far to the far side. Hebel's the the flanker out in the air wide to the side. Jake Lucas is going to tuck it and try to run. Finds the gap on second effort, and he's going to get across the 20 or 35 down to near the 20, 34. But they're going to spot him right on the 35-yard line. But that's a nice pickup of about 8 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, nice run by Jake, pulling it back out of the fullback's belly and holding on to it. And actually a little bit of a delay back there. It looked like he might want to bring it across. Found a nice gap there just on the right side of the Viking line and was able to dive up in there and pick up some nice yardage. Nice run by Jake Lucas.
So 3rd down and 2 for Smoky Valley. Still in that wishbone double tight formation. Lucas gets down so low. Oh, there's a bad snap, and Lucas going to hand it off, and Cade Blanchett breaks into the open. He's at the 20, 15, 10, and he gets caught from behind, but finally a little bit of room. Lakin Farmer, the catcher on the play, probably the fastest guy on the field right there. But Cade Blanchett finally got into the open and got some positive yardage on a busted play.
Little fumble-rooski action, is that what we got? It looked like it just slipped right through Lucas's hands. Luckily, again, once it got through his hands, it just died right there on the ground. He picked it up. It looked like a number of Halstead players stopped thinking the ball was dead. And right away, Blanchett gets it, and he's able to find the most space he's had all night long and rumbles down inside the 10.
We're in the red zone here. We got an advertisement for that. Here's power run coming in the middle by, I think,
Shugan. I think that was
Shugan. Smoky Valley is in the New Horizons CBD red zone. State license New Horizons CBD can help you get your health over the goal line with their fantastic array of CBD products. The red zone. That's a new one. We're going to stumble with that one for quite a while before we get that one down, Pat. It used to be the Next Tech Wireless red zone. The Vikings are down to the 5-yard line, 2nd down and goal from the 5. So Shugan with a power run there from his fullback position. Double tight wishbone formation here near the goal line. Oh, another fumbled snap. Ball's loose, come piling on it, but it's going to be a loss of about 3 on the play. So Ludwig and Lucas are having some trouble with that center quarterback exchange.
And that one looked like it just came out low. I don't think it ever got off the carpet very well. Just didn't quite come up to Jake's hands the way he thought it was. I think we had a pass play set up that time. It looked like all three of our receivers here on the near side all running some levels routes for Jake to be able to roll out and find him. But that sets up a 3rd and goal inside the 10 at the 9 now. We expect the Vikings to come back with some sort of rollout pass here, give Jake the option of tucking it and running it, and possibly having a chance at least to maybe to get inside the 5 or hopefully get the touchdown.
He'll go back in shotgun formation now with 2 receivers left side, 1 wide to the near side. Hebel rolling to the right side, still rolling. Going to go in the flat and out of the reach of Brant Hebel. Core, their quarterback, was in coverage, and Lucas just didn't want to throw an interception, so he threw it wide of Brant Hebel. It's one of those plays where you ad-lib a little bit if Brant would have stopped and
run into
let
him.
him run into him, or just stop and let him run by him, and could have picked up the pass play. But that's just something you have to work on when you work with a lot. So the Vikings are going to,
I think they're going to go for a field goal here.
Bring in Brandon Malm to kick a field goal. They're going to be 15, 25-yard, 26-yard field goal attempt. Jake Lucas is the holder. Brandon Malm is the kicker. The long snapper is Luddig. End over end line drive hits the upright and comes back out at plenty of distance, but it hit the upright and came out. Hit the left upright. As you're looking at it, be the east upright. Made goal wobble, but it would not bounce through. And a missed field goal with 1:36 left to go here in the first half, and the Vikings are denied the field goal.
Yeah, nice drive by the Vikings. And I couldn't tell for sure if that was Tanner Luddig or not. James Easton's been working a little. Can't tell from the footage for sure if that was him, but I will tell you that snap was spot on. That was a very nice snap directly to Jake Lucas. You know, that's one of the harder things sometimes for high school kids to execute is that snap from center to the holder, and I thought he put it spot on. Ball again just off the upright, so a chance for the Vikings to score goes by the wayside.
Fullback right by the quarterback, and now man in motion is Hebert to the far side. Turn and hand it off. It's going to be an option play, and it's going to be a fumble back in the backfield. Farmer picks it up, though, and he's got room to run, trying to get outside of Haven Lysell, but Lysell will run him down. Oh, no, that's not a flag. There's going to be a flag on the Vikings. That's Austin Sharp that came and hit the runner when he was being just about tackled, but I don't know what they're going to call, because that's not an unnecessary roughness hit there.
The only thing I might see them calling is if he led with his helmet as he came in, and I think it's going to be a helmet-to-helmet contact, I think is what he's going to find on that one, because Sharp did come in there pretty hot. It was a heck of a lick on him, but both players had their helmets down, and I think the way that he jerked his head was the initial reaction. Now, I don't know, we can watch it on film and see what we see there, but those guys were all closest, and they're definitely huddled around there trying to talk this through and see if he hit him low or if he got him up in the head region, because, of course, we want to protect players in that area.
Absolutely.
But it was a heck of a hit. I mean, he's being aggressive. He's coming after him. And, the first one that had a hold of him back there was Haven Lysell Stewart, again, staying home, doing his job. They are going to call the personal foul for a targeting call here.
Wow. That was just... when the runner dips his head at the last minute, too, it's just one of those things that is pretty unlucky break. The Vikings held Farmer on a bad fumbled snap, and he picked it up. There was going to be about a 5 or 6 yard loss on the play, and instead they get a 15-yard penalty. Coach Lambert's really out there protesting with the official, and you understand. His head certainly did jerk backwards, but, boy, he was certainly lowering his head at the last minute, too. I see it, yeah.
It's one of those bang calls, and I think a lot of times that call's made based on the movement of the player's head. Yeah. I don't necessarily know that Austin dropped his head to hit him. I think it was just a combination of things like you talked about.
Here comes Farmer again, trying the right side of the Viking defense, and the right side holds. We're under a minute now left to go here in the first half with Halstead leading 32-0. Just got done talking about Hillsboro in volleyball. Got that Hillsboro in my mind. So 2nd down and 4, we'll call it, for Halstead. Going to spread everybody out this time. Going to be shotgun formation for Core. This might be his first pass attempt. Looking downfield, still looking now. He's going to chase out of the pocket. He's got a little bit of room to run, but great open field tackle by Sharp again. Sharp has come in there and played good minutes now. Here's a timeout on the field called by Halstead, I believe, with 31.4 seconds left. And we'll keep it right here, talk a little bit about Viking volleyball again. They've got some meets coming up. I know we got a couple more chances. We'll maybe broadcast another volleyball game here. They got a couple of Tuesday nights in a row. They got home games on, so we'll see if we can get one on the radio and do one on the internet again.
Yeah, we want to do the best we can. You know, we got 172 people, 173 devices on right now of people that aren't able to make it to these games with the requirements that are in place. Of course, you know, for each player, each participant can put 2 people on the list. Once we meet that criteria, then we go to whatever remaining tickets are on hand. 20% of those go to the student body so we can have a student section. Again, we want those young people to be involved. And any remaining tickets that are available will then go out to any people that show up at the stadium. There's no guarantee that you're going to get in, but you know, if people decide they're out and about and want to try to make it over, we wish we had a better system to let people know how many tickets were left. That way people could come out if they wanted to. But our job, and Mike Rose doing a great job up there, and, you know, we've got a couple of guys helping us tonight with stats. Dalton Estep and Michael Ryan are working our stats for us to try to make sure we can bring Smoky Valley football in your homes for an opportunity for them to be able to watch the games that they can't come out and watch here.
Absolutely. We appreciate all the work Mike does and his staff, and you mentioned Dalton and Michael Ryan doing a good job of helping us with stats. Your brother not able to help us tonight, and we'll see. Maybe we'll have a good production, but with that many people watching, it's good that we know we're getting nearly 500 people into the stadium. Got that many more watching on the internet beside. Looking down, here comes Farmer again, breaking into the open again. He breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, first down yardage up near the 44-yard line.
I think they're going to be on the line right away trying to get another play called and see if they get up the field. I think they've got one timeout left.
One timeout left for Halstead, according to 20 seconds and counting. Quick reset for the player, dropping back to pass. His core rolling to the right, still rolling under pressure, and incomplete, almost intercepted by the Vikings. Intended receiver was Lopez, and right there on defense was Haven Lysell Stewart.
Yeah, nice play in the backfield. Vincent Pickering, the sophomore, putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, making decisions for eventually loads that ball. And right there was Haven Lysell Stewart. Got his left hand on it, just wasn't able to pull it in. Would have been for a long gain. It would have only been about 7 or 8. But again, Haven is there in coverage, doing what he needs to do. 12.3 left on the clock for Halstead here. Vikings need to get a stop.
Need to get a stop for sure. Second down and 10. Core will be in shotgun formation with 2 flankers and a wide receiver to the right. He's rolling to the right, still rolling. Now he's going to throw back to the left in the middle of the field, and tackled by Brant Hebel there with 4.4 seconds left to go. They'll get one more crack at it. It'll start on the ready for play, so they may going to have to, Halstead really hustling up to get ready for the snap. Core in shotgun formation, 2-1. He gets the snap off, looking downfield. He's under pressure. It's a screen pass to Hebert, trying to get it to the left side. He's got some room and out of bounds. Good tackle by Kay Blanchett to knock him out of bounds. No damage done. A gain of about 10 or 11 on the play. But halftime ends with our score 32-0 in favor of the Halstead Dragons. We'll take this 3-minute timeout, come back and wrap it up for you. You're listening to the Smoky Valley Football, back right after this.
Area athletes and even weekend warriors have a big home field advantage. Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic, working with athletes of every level to help prevent injuries or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. You can count on Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
The Wildfires would like to thank all of their sponsors who helped them get to camp this year. They are Bill and Karina Anderson, Debbie Thompson, Jessica Decker, Remax Advantage Realtors, Joey and Kim Shanks, Money Automotive Center, Money Trucks, and Smoky Hill Vineyards and Winery. The Wildfires are Captain Carrick Elliott, Captain Riley Ebert, Grayson Bauer, Braden DeSalt, Emma Liddick, Lauren DeLiesel, Olivia Ford, Raina Decker, and Addison Ebert.
You guys play?
We are his own. Portion on you so fast,
Just make it clap. Just make it clap. Bounce up and down. Like the six on college. Just on the record, we always put a second new stagger and back it down. Thinking we're never gonna take you to home. Sometimes all my shoulders breaking and shaking, they can't just make it clap. Clap. Just make it clap. You never live till you risk your life. I'm sure you gotta get more.
Performance of the first half here in a little bit, but the Vikings saw that Halstead won the toss and took the ball, and they didn't take long for them to score. 4 plays and 67-yard drive, capped off by a 53-yard Farmer run. A point after 2-point conversion was good, and with 9:23 left to go, first quarter, it was 8-0. Then the Vikings drive, but stalled. They punted the ball, and on the first play from scrimmage, an 87-yard Lakin Farmer run. 2-point conversion by Heber was good. And with 4:11 left in the first quarter, it's 16-0. Then the Vikings got the ball back, and on the first or second play from scrimmage, Jake Lucas did not see Farmer, and he picked 6. He stepped in front of the ball and took it 57 yards for another touchdown. And the point after was good by Hebert. And with 2:42 left to go in the first quarter, it's 24-0. And the Vikings got the ball back and did a 4-and-out. Halstead took over on the ball, got a first down, and then the Viking defense stiffened. They were forced to punt. It was a botched punt, just a bad catch by the punter. The Vikings tackled them deep, and then they tried a field goal, but they weren't able to get it. And then they got the ball back, and Farm pass to Drake was good, and with 6:35 left to go in the quarter, it was 32-0. A late field goal attempt by the Vikings hit the upright. Everything on the execution was good, but it just hit the upright, didn't go through. And the halftime score now, 32-0. You got some stats?
I do have some stats. It's been a pretty lopsided first half as far as yardage goes.
Yeah.
Halstead's had a great first half. Again, 22 plays for Halstead, 268 yards of total offense. They end up with 29 yards passing on 2 of 4 passing by Core. Again, not having to pass the ball a lot. Actually, a majority of those passes coming late in the half as they tried to get one final score in before halftime. Rushing-wise, they are dominating. 239 yards on 18 carries, averaging 13.3 yards per rush. They do have 3 penalties for 25 yards. Did fumble the ball, again, as you mentioned, on that punt, but were able to recover it. Total-wise, they have 9 first downs to 8 for the Vikings, 6 of those coming off the rush, whereas the Vikings have had 4, 2 first downs via the pass, where the Vikings have had 3. and each team has had a first down via penalty. They are, however, 3 for 4 on their third down conversions and 0 for 1 on their fourth down conversions. Smoky Valley, meanwhile, 30 plays, 8 plays more than Halstead in the first half for a total of 90 yards, only 3 yards per play. 20 of those yards coming in the pass game as Jake Lucas is 3 for 9. He has thrown 1 interception. Rushing-wise, the Vikings have 70 yards on 21 attempts, which is averaging out to 3.3 yards per carry. As I said, the Vikings also having 3 penalties for 25 yards. They do have the 1 turnover on the interception. The Vikings have also punted twice. That would be Tristan Stambaugh, 2 punts for getting in to only 6 minutes and 20 seconds for Halstead. Individual stats for the first half: Cameron Core, 2 for 4, 29 yards for Halstead. The ball on the receiving, Carter Hebert, 1 reception, 17 yards. Connor Boyd, 1 for 12. Rushing-wise, it's been all Lakin Farmer. 9 carries, 235 yards, 3 touchdowns, 26.1 yards per carry. You take his numbers off the table, it's a whole new ball game as Caden Lopez, who actually opened the game with 2 or 3 straight runs, only carried the ball 4 times for 10 yards. Cameron Core 4 times for 7 yards. And then, of course, Chandler Drake gets 1 for negative 13. That, of course, coming on the punt. Caden Lopez, their leading tackler, he has 5 total tackles, 4 of those solo. Doug Grider, 5 tackles, 3 of which are solo. Lakin Farmer, 4.5 with 4 solo tackles. Carter Hebert, 4 tackles. Caleb Wise, 2. Cole Herman, 1.5. Gabe Brown, 1.5. Adler Davison with 1. Connor Boyd with 1. Chandler Drake, Caden Hill, and Nathan Darby each with a half. They have had 2 punt returns. One of those was a dead ball. With the other one, Lakin Farmer, 1 return for 12 yards. Individual stats for the Vikings: Jake Lucas, 3 for 9, 20 yards. He does have the 1 interception thrown. Receiving, Haven Lysell Stewart, all three of those catches for 20 yards for a 6.7 yard average. Running the ball, Tristan Stambaugh has been the highlight. Again, he did get injured late in the half. We'll have to see what his status is for the second half. 5 carries, 44 yards, and 8-yard average. Of course, he opened that up with, I think, about a 26-yard run in their first possession, second play from scrimmage. Jake Lucas is the second leading rusher, 6 carries, 17 yards. Cade Blanchett's carried the ball 7 times, just has not found an opening, even though he did have 1 big run there leading down to that field goal opportunity. He has 7 carries, 6 yards. Court Shugren, who had to move into the backfield from line position, 2 carries for 3 yards. And Brandon Hebel has a carry, but no yardage. Leading tackler for the Vikings is Haven Lysell Stewart with 5.5, 4 of those solo. Court Shugren, 2.5 with 1 solo. Brant Hebel, 2.5 with 2 solo. Jake Lucas with 2. Cade Blanchett, 1.5. And Justin Holt, 1.5. Brandon Malm, Tate Brewer, as well as Austin Sharp, each with 1. And Tanner Luddig with a half as well. Brandon Malm has kicked 1 field goal attempt, missing from about 26 yards out. Tristan Stambaugh, meanwhile, 2 punts, 52 yards for a 26-yard average. Carson Peel, who again also went out with what appeared to be a right leg injury, he has 1 kickoff return for 33 yards. Brant Hebel, 3 for 24.
All in all, not a horrible job, but just one of those things that just with the big plays that Halstead's had, they got a big lead, 32-0. At halftime now for a Salina Surgical scoreboard update. Choose Salina Surgical Hospital for your outpatient procedures or inpatient stay. Salina Surgical is proud to be partially physician-owned. Campus 18, Salina Central 13. Halstead again 32, Smoky Valley 0. McPherson just a little bit over Salina South at half, 13-12. Mill Valley over Derby 28-7 late second quarter. And Clay Center beating Abilene 17-0 after 1 quarter. We don't have an update for halftime yet. Any other scores that you have from our league?
Hey, I have the Hillsborough game still over Nickerson. Hillsborough up at the half, 28-6. We also need to look at an impact performer of the first half.
That's pretty easy.
If we want to give one both ways, I mean, obviously
okay.
Farmer has to get it.
Yeah.
He's had an amazing half, accounting for all 4 of the Halstead touchdowns. But I think on the Vikings side, I'd probably give it to Haven Lysell Stewart. He's got 5.5 tackles, leading tackler for the Vikings in the first half, and also 3 grabs for those 20 yards for Smoky Valley as well. So I think he's done a nice job. They've targeted him a lot, but he's been very active on the defensive end as well.
Our impact performance of the first half presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. Good job, Haven Lysell. We'll take a timeout. We come back. We'll talk about upcoming sports on the docket for Smoky Valley. We'll be back at home next Friday with Haven and talk about some other cross country and volleyball as well as girls tennis. They're off to a good start as well. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football back after this 2-minute timeout.
People's Bank and Trust takes pride in its heritage of service to the customer and features 12 locations in central Kansas. People's Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany College. Member FDIC.
Lindsborg Community Hospital and Family Healthcare Clinic, supporting concussion safety and impact testing for all athletes who call the Smoky Valley home.
Lowest rates, flexible plans, exceptional customer service, and coverage for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless. Farmers State Bank of Lindsborg, located at 447 Harrison Street, is proud to support the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Good luck, Vikings, and good luck, Swedes. Member FDIC.
Arn Reinert, CPA LLC, provides tax and accounting services in the Smoky Valley area and is a proud supporter of Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College activities. Located at 117 South Lincoln Street in Lindsborg. Arn Reinert, CPA LLC. Trust your Smoky Valley real estate needs to Mari Loader of Coldwell Banker Antrim Piper Winger Realtors, a Smoky Valley business owner since 1995 and a community volunteer. No one knows the entire Smoky Valley area the way that Mari does. Call her for your real estate needs. Call Mari, call it sold. 7-day-a-week urgent care has arrived in Lindsborg. Open now at the Lindsborg Community Hospital. 7-day-a-week urgent care is open, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. on weekends. No need to be an established patient of the Family Healthcare Clinic. Everyone can enjoy the new convenience for those things that can't wait until tomorrow, but aren't serious enough for the emergency room. 7 days a week, urgent care at Lindsborg Community Hospital.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College, where the Smoky Valley Vikings find themselves down 32-0 to Halstead here in the first half. The Vikings football, we will host Haven next week at home before going on the road to Hillsboro on the 18th, and then back at home to host Colby before the long swing of road games, October the 2nd, first Friday in October, all the way to Goodland. That will be a Central Standard Time kickoff. So they will be kicking off at their time, Mountain Time, but it will be a 7 o'clock. I've heard from Kai about that because I asked him about if that was going to be a Mountain Time kickoff or Central Time Zone kickoff, and it will be a Central Time Zone kickoff at Goodland. And then we get back about Tuesday, and we turn right around and go to Scott City. I've never been to Scott City, so it'll be.
I was just planning on teaching from out west that week, just doing it remotely and making that happen. I figured you and I would stay out there and make a week of it, but it'll be. We can
go visit Mount Sunflower. I've been there. I've been to Mount Sunflower. We can go.
I don't think I've ever been to Scott City, so it'll be an interesting trip for me. You know, we've never had to go out that way. Of course, we've gone out west to those other areas for basketball and for volleyball. I've never been out to Scott City before.
We have played at Colby before. I broadcast a game from Colby a few years ago. But so we go to Goodland, we go to Scott City, and then we're home against Southeast of Saline, and then we're at Russell to finish out the first regular 8 days. And then if the Vikings are fortunate enough to be in the playoffs somewhere, otherwise like last year, we just played a 9th game against Trinity Academy out of Wichita, and we'll see where we end up with that in that bracket. But you got 5 teams in your 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 6 teams, so the 5th and 6th place team in your district play each other. The 5th place team hosts the 6th place team, and the vice versa in the district play, and so you get your 9th game by just having that matchup against those teams. And then if you're lucky enough to be in the playoffs, then you see how you do in the playoffs. But we didn't make that last year. We played that game and hosted that game here last year, so that's how that'll work. And then Smoky Valley girls tennis is off to a good. They placed in the tennis meet early in Heston, and they won the tennis meet out at Ellsworth the other day. So they're off to a good start, and I don't know all the girls. We'll have to get an update from Coach Bella on tennis.
Yeah, we'll do that. And they've got a lot of stuff coming up. This upcoming week, I think Mike Rose may be running that up there on the stream as well. But you mentioned C-Team volleyball at Salina South tomorrow. Then, of course, Labor Day coming up on Monday will change some things up. JV football, of course, will be at Halstead on Tuesday night. That'll be a 6 p.m. start. They've got varsity volleyball at Nickerson that night as well. JV girls tennis at Concordia. Different sets going. On Thursday, varsity girls tennis will be at home. So if you want to have a chance to come out and catch the varsity girls tennis, very competitive, very good. That'll actually be a 10 a.m. start. So it'll be a full day of activities there. JV girls tennis will be at Buhler that day. Cross country will travel to Heston that day as well. And, of course, you mentioned football at home against Haven on Friday.
So a big, busy week with sports, and it's just so good to have the sports activities happening. It's so good to be see these kids here. The crowd is doing a great job of wearing masks and social distancing. What crowd is here? It looked like a night crowd, so thanks, everybody, for coming out, and for those 170 or 80 plus that are watching on the live stream, we appreciate your watching. 2 of my grandkids are watching. Brady and Landry are watching up at Brad's house in McPherson, so we hope they're doing a good job up there, and we certainly want to encourage everybody. It won't be a year that you can attend a lot of games, so we'll be getting a lot of input. Everything. This is such a great service that Mike does with everybody involved. Again, I want to thank our sponsors that help us our portion of the broadcast: Harry Malari, Smoky Valley Booster Club, State Bank, Christian Home. Can't even read it, so dark in here. Dower Welding and by Bank of Pesca, Lindsberg Family Dental Care, People's Bank and Trust, Arm Reinert CPA, Midway Motors, Gallant Tire and Auto, Dr. Darrell Loader, Maury Loader, Caldwell Banker Realty, and Lindsberg Realty. I don't know if if they're setting another clock, or we're ready to start now. Did they reset the extra 3 minutes?
Yeah, they already have.
Oh, they already have.
A rumble here. The Halstead took the ball. I would assume the Vikings will probably do the same here.
Yeah.
Try to get the ball back in their hands. They moved the ball at times relatively well. They've done some nice things, although late in the half, it just felt like they were able to bottleneck us up. You and I talked about the unique setup here on the kickoff, but their kicker has kicked the ball in the same direction on every single kickoff. So I think the Vikings have made that adjustment, and they're going to play that side of the field and shade to the near side in hopes that they have that understood and get some more blocking set up over here. So maybe get a chance to break one. He back in the back.
Good to see Tristan Stambaugh back out there. I don't Carson Peel back out yet, but I do see Tristan back out there on the field. He's right there at the 30-yard line, so good to see half of our injured crew back on there. So hoping Carson will be able to, if he can't join us in this game, hopefully he'll be able to join us for the next game. Well, Halstead Dragons will kick off. They'll be kicking from south to north. The Vikings again deep is Brant Hebel, Stambaugh, Holt, and Blanchett are around the 30-yard line. We'll see where the kickoff goes.
So, yeah, big play. I mean, big time. Vikings had a good chance to talk about what they wanted to do at halftime, and now you got to come out and execute it. It's the scoreboard's not a point at time. You just got to have a really good third quarter, execute the game the way you want to do it, start putting some things together.
The left-footed kicker, high end over end kick. Brant Hebel's going to let it bounce. It's a 20. It takes a kind of a crazy bounce, and it's going to end up being just almost dead right there, just like a I
have never gotten a golf ball to land like that.
I was going to say, I love my golf ball to land like that. Just hit and spin and stop right where it's at, right at the 20-yard line. So a good kickoff by Halstead pins the Vikings back near the 20-yard line. So Vikings will have their work cut out for them now. 1st and 10, first possession of the third quarter.
That ball was only about 3 or 4 yards away from going out of bounds. I think Hebel thought it was going to hit and carry him out, and instead it just literally died right there at the 20. Luckily, didn't get a blocker blocked into the ball and let it scurry away, but the Vikings do take over 80 yards away from the end zone.
Wishbone formation, and Jake Lucas turned to hand it off to Stambaugh, first man through, and he gets met right at the line of scrimmage. So the senior linemen that were doing a pretty good job early, Halstead adjusting a little bit too with Ludwig at center, Bean and Shugan are the guards, and Holt and Malm are the tackles.
I think one of the things the Vikings have had over the course of the last few years is that edge runner that's been able to get out on the side and make a big play, and we're just not quite seeing that yet. We haven't got that breakaway speed on the edge. We've got some good speedy players. We just haven't been able to get to that edge, and so they're really, really hunkering down on the plays up the middle.
Oh, another bad exchange between Ludwig and Lucas falls on it for a no gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. He had a wide receiver, Golden, to the left, and looked like he was going to be rolling left. So 3rd down and 10 now, maybe 9 for the Vikings here. First possession of the third quarter. House comes in for Golden. Stambaugh back with Lucas. Lucas in shotgun formation. 1 receiver to the far side, 2 to the near side. Going to roll in there. Bad snap again. Lucas running for his life back there. Going to throw it downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended receiver on the play, House, but he was going to be well short of the first down yardage. So the Vikings are going to have a 3-and-out in the first possession.
Yeah, the center quarterback exchange has really been a difficult one tonight for Smoky Valley, and that's twice on this particular drive that they weren't able to execute that. And, you're not able to do much there. And again, only moving the ball about a half a yard on their 3 plays, going to be forced to punt. Again, Ethan Abel doing our snapping tonight on the long snapping, and he did a nice job for him as a freshman last year, back as a sophomore now. Stambaugh to punt.
Good snap right to him. Stambaugh gets it away. High, wobbly kick. It's going to be inside the 45-yard line, taken by Farmer. Tries to get out to the far right side. Runs into a couple of his own blockers, and then a couple of Vikings finish off the play. Bronson Golden, one of the tacklers on that play.
Yeah, nice blocking there. They had some heat off the edge, but Farmer's able to get the punt caught in the air. Great job getting down there. A number of Vikings. I saw number 2, like you said, Golden get down there. Number 74, it looks like, was down there as well. That was Skylar Hopkins. And also in the mix, sophomore Vincent Bickering.
More scores starting to come in at halftime. Minneapolis and southeast of Saline are tied up at 16-16. Clay Center all over Abilene, 37-0 at halftime. We'll get a couple more here in a little bit. Wide receiver Wade wide here. First man through is Lopez. He gets picked up quickly by the Viking interior lineman, number 54. Holt, we talked a lot about him. He's had some good tackles here for the Vikings.
He really has quick lineman. He moves well. He's very hungry. He was after the ball well. We haven't mentioned Lopez's name. He opened the game with the first couple of carries and did a pretty good job, yeoman's work, but it's really been the Farmer show ever since. Yeah. So we got Lopez smacking down in the middle a little bit more to try to free things up again for him.
He gets through on that carry, 2nd down and 7. Lopez again, it's Core is going to keep it, take a little juke at the line of scrimmage, and Holt right there to bottle him up. He gets a couple more yards on second effort, but Holt really stopped that play for the Vikings. And it's going to be 3rd down and a long 4 for Halstead.
Yeah, hard to discipline when you got a guy like Farmer running on the back edge and you make that fake. You really want to go after it. But, again, nice job of staying home by Holt. Also in on that play, Tanner Ludwig helping to make the tackle. So the Vikings, again, pursuit was pretty good there, coming from the backside, trailing. They were able to make that stop again, about another 2 to 3 yard gain, setting up about a 3rd and 4.5, 5.
Already got a final. Kinsley 42, Sacred Heart 6 is a final here on Friday. That was an early start wherever that was at. Core under center, going to hand it off to Farmer. He's going to try the right side to get through one would-be tackler, through another would-be tackler. Still on his feet, on the edge, and running for a touchdown. Lake and Farmer, a 31-yard touchdown run by Lake and Farmer. He had some traffic to get rid of, and he dodged the bullet and got into pay dirt for the Halstead Dragons.
Yeah, great run there. He was able to break a Jake Lucas arm tackle there. He was up there in the mix. First contact actually made by Jake, and then he pushes off a couple of linebackers and linemen, gets around the edge. Blanchett trails him to the end zone, and that's the 5th score tonight for Lake and Farmer. put them up 38-0 with 9 minutes left in the third quarter.
Point after attempt, 2-point conversion. Again, they must not have a kicker. Core goes under center with power I formation to the right now, in motion to the right now, pitch to the right. And the Vikings look like they're going to snuff this one out. Hebert is her first one there. And it is so good. And our score with 9 minutes, posted 38. Smoky Valley 0 back after this 30-second timeout.
Do you feel the need for seed? Grow stronger and prosper longer with Phelps Seed. They're your go-to source for premium quality Pioneer brand corn, soybean, milo, and sunflower seed, along with wheat, cover crop, and forage seeds. If you're in the need, trust in Phelps Seed. With you from the word go.
First Bank Kansas is a proud sponsor of sports in the Smoky Valley. First Bank Kansas is community-focused and customer-driven, with locations in Lindsborg, Salina, and McPherson. Bank with confidence at First Bank Kansas.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium Field here on the campus of Bethany College, where the Vikings find themselves in a huge hole, 38-0 here, as the Halstead Dragons, boy, they look in mid-season form.
And again, a lot of it is just athleticism of Farmer, his ability to. The blocking was good on that play. I'm certainly not taking anything. He was able to be the one to discard of a tackler right out of the gate and bring 2 other tackles on the way to the end zone. He just has that speed when he gets to the edge, and once he gets into that stick, able to catch him, and he's just had such a successful night here, pushing that 300-yard area at some point.
Yeah, no kidding about that. Stambaugh, Blanchett, and Hebel back for the Vikings. See what kind of a kickoff this left-footed kicker, number 28, Swift can. Again, it's going to be landing right about the same spot. This time it will go out of bounds, and there will be a flag on the play. The Vikings will probably elect to take it at the 35-yard line. It backfired them last time when they had him repunt. They got him held back to the 20-yard line, so I'm assuming the Vikings will take the ball 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Maybe they will make him kick again.
Nope, going to place it. He just announced that. So that is 266 yards tonight for Farmer now. So another 34. He puts up a 300-yard night.
Yeah, no question about that. He's a special one, that's for sure. So the Vikings will have it 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Lucas will come out again at quarterback. Yeah, I guess that Carson's out for the game for sure, so we won't see Carson Peel out. Brant Hebel goes to the far side, wide receiver, I formation behind Lucas this time. Turns and hands it off to Stambaugh. No, he's going to keep it himself, but boy, playing off a Viking block. Brewer unable to get rid of the defender there, number 45 on the play. Just slow played that so good, Drake.
Yeah, Drake was there and also Farmer there to help finish it off. So both of them did a really good job. I think it was Drake, like you pointed out, that took on the blocker, Brewer, over there and just stayed with him, kept working him back and forth, and eventually able to catch up to the ball carrier and make the tackle.
When you got the speed of Farmer, you're playing free safety or strong safety, one of the two in the backfield. They really react quickly to the ball. I formation again behind Lucas. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to pass. And right there is Haven Lysell making a great catch in traffic. Hebert all over the back of him, but he's going to end up getting 1st down yardage across the 45-yard line. Great catch.
Yeah, a great quick pass by Jake Lucas. Kind of a veer out for Haven Lysell coming on the line. Then he turns right back into the middle of the field to get in front of Hebert. Ball was spot on. Great catch. His first down of the second half.
Wishbone formation this time for the Vikings. Double tight end. Handed off to Blanchett trying the left side. He's a little bit of daylight, but boy, it closes in a hurry. They're defending. Read their blocks there, and they're just quick on the defensive reaction.
Yeah, there's a little counterplay action there. You know, we were so good at that, being able to go that the ball to the near side and go back on the weak side with an extra blocker over there. And unfortunately, he was just not able to get that hole found. Hebel trying to get a block over there. Looked like Blanchett might have run into Hebel first, and then that allowed some of the Halstead tacklers to get there in time and put him away.
So second down and 10 for Smoky Valley. Wide receiver each way. I formation behind Lucas. Another bad exchange between the two. Danball comes running in the back of Lucas that time. So no gain on the play, or a short gain on the play. Going to be third down and long.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it, though, another bad exchange, and Jake lucky to get that one. Tristan's moving on the snap. His job is to hit that hole over there as quickly as he can. Unfortunately, Jake was trying to reach for that ball, maybe even help Jake push him toward the ball there for a stretch as well.
So third down and long for the Vikings. I formation with wide receiver each way again. Passing location now, looking now across the middle, and intercepted by Lakin Farmer again at the 42-yard line across midfield. Now changing direction, going way back around, coming back to the near side. Chasing, he's going to go right through the middle of them, still avoiding tacklers, and finally brought down about the 36-yard line. There's a late flag on the play. But Lakin Farmer is special. Boy, all the way to the far side, then reversed his field, came back to the near side, then cut it back up the middle, and finally Vikings trying to pull him down.
Yeah, interception took place, like you said, right around the 41-yard line. Going to be able to get it all the way back to about the 37. Looked like a late hit, a blocker coming in for Halstead. Hit a Smoky Valley player after the play was blown dead. So that's going to move the ball back 15 yards there for that personal foul penalty. So it won't allow them to cross the 50-yard line. All that return on behalf of Farmer going to be negated. The pass itself, Lucas again looking across the middle for Haven Lysell Stewart. Just put the ball a bit high for him. Hebel on that one. Put the ball a little high to him across the way. There were actually a couple of defenders there. The best place would have been for it to be low and short, but instead, once he hung it out high, and like you mentioned, he got Farmer just hanging out there reading the field, makes the interception, has a nice return, but again, moves them back to about the 48-yard line on their own side of the field.
In motion now, handoff to Lopez. He's read good defense Vikings there. Looked like the ball came out, but if it did, he recovered it himself. So second down, no gain on the play, second down and 10 coming up off the bottom of the pile was Court Shugren.
And Haven Lysell Stewart, great job blowing that play up from his linebacker, blitzing off the backside, actually getting a couple of linemen back into the backfield and freeing up some of those other players to be able to step in and make the stop. But he Lopez to have to bounce out on the field a little bit further from the ball than he wanted to go through, and sets that up for some Viking tacklers.
So second down and 10 for Halstead. Like Doug said, on the Halstead on their own side of the 50-yard line. Two receivers near side, one to the far side. Rolling to the near side, going to toss it to Farmer. He's going to get wrapped up. No, he breaks a tackle. And finally, number 75 for the Vikings, that's Tanner Ludwig, I believe. Trips him up and loss on the play of about 2. So good effort by Tanner to get in the backfield.
Bronson Golden got back there coming from his safety or corner position. I think he might be safe, might be linebacker. I'm not sure they've got him sitting, but he came in there quick, was able to push Farmer back up to the middle of the field. Looked like he might be able to break some tackles, but you're right. The pursuit of that defensive line of the Vikings, including Tanner Ludwig, coming over there and making a play. A little bit of a deep pitch to Farmer, kind of hung him out to dry a little bit by giving him the ball so deep, but the Vikings were able to get the stop.
Double tight power eye core going back to pass. He's getting chased out of the pocket. Oh, there's a hold in the middle and final flag. And Core's tackled at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a gain of 2, but there's going to be a 10-yard penalty in the backfield. Somebody got arm tackled back there. That was Court Kruger got tackled in the backfield by one of the linemen. I'm assuming the Vikings will accept that penalty, even though it's going to be fourth down. Not guaranteed that they're going to punt on 4th and 10. So if it's from the spot of the foul, that's going to be about a 20-yard penalty.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if they're going to move it from the spot of the foul or just from the line of scrimmage there. So I think with it happening in the backfield, they'll probably move it from the spot of the line of scrimmage back. Well,
then he needs to go to the line of scrimmage and not where the first down marker is, because he started 2 yards away from the. So it was second and 12 or 3rd and 12. Yeah, they're going 10 yards from the spot of the foul. I thought that's what it was. It's whatever penalizes the offense the most. They've done it from the original line. It had only been a 2-yard penalty.
Exactly.
From where it happened. So that'll push them back out inside there, out to the 27-yard line. So it's going to be third down and
Always.
Got to get to the 43-yard line of Smoky Valley. So
our board's got 27, third and 27.
3 minutes left to go here, third quarter, 38-0. Halstead leads it.
Actually, it's going to be a little longer than that.
Would you guess it's going to be a Lake and Farmer run? It's going to be Core on the option. Great read by Jake Lucas. Well, there's some extracurricular activity. Bronson Golden got leveled in the backfield by Lake and Farmer way late in the play there, but the man in the white had to let it go right in front of him. But a lot of bodies flying around each other late in that play.
A lot of physical play going on out there. I think the Vikings are trying to step up here in the second half and get some stops. That was a great possession for Smoky Valley there. I thought they held their ground extremely well. Were able to pin them a little bit, use some advantages, push them back a little ways as well, forcing this punt here.
Is this the first punt of the game by Halstead?
I think it might be their first punt. I thought I remembered them. No, they tried to punt, but it was a bad snap.
Bad snap. Well, here comes... Now they're going to have to call a timeout. They didn't have enough men on the field for one time, and then they had to... Timeout. Third quarter, and we'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Carlson Accounting, Inc. in Lindsborg offers complete accounting and payroll services, full-service income tax and e-file services, and business advisory services. Serving Central Kansas since 1983. A proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany Athletics. If it's game day, it's on at the Old Stuga in Lindsborg. Streaming all the Smoky Valley and Bethany games. In downtown Lindsborg, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field here on the campus of Bethany College. Back to punt is number 45. Drake gets a punt away, a wobbly kick. Backing up to receive it is Hebel. He's just going to let it bounce and roll dead at the... It would have been a first down if they had come... first down yardage, but it was a punt, so the Vikings get to take over on downs at the 37 or 38. See where they spot the ball. See if they can get something going here on this position. Got it going last time and then threw an interception, so we'll see. First 3 and out for Halstead, though.
Yeah, just a few miscues there along the way by Smoky Valley. Again, the center quarterback exchange has kind of put them in a pickle, but moved the ball, at least got another first down that last possession. Just need to put a few of them together here on this possession.
I formation. First man through Stanball, getting a couple yards right up the middle. 100 yards right into the teeth of that defense to the 39-yard line. Second and 8 for the Vikings.
Yeah, Stanball always running hard. Are low. He got really down low in there. Looked like it might amount to a few more. A nice Halstead tackle, a nice push in there. Was able to get him wrapped up and keep it to an only 2-yard gain.
Greider's a real at linebacker who wears number 65. So he's an offensive lineman. He's a real linebacker for Halstead. Second down and 8 for the tight end. Double tight wishbone formation for the Vikings. Turn and hand it off to Blanchett trying to get outside. He just can't get that corner penetration and speed of number 34 Lopez there. Just got a good angle and got Blanchett stopped before he could get upfield.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure if he got the handoff cleanly. It looked like he did, but just couldn't quite get to the edge. I mean, they had people coming up around there. He had a good 2 yards to the back there by the first tackler, and like we said before, gained a couple yards on first down, lose both of those yards on second down, and so now the Vikings will have a 3rd and 10. That should be the last play of the third quarter.
After 3 quarters, the Halstead Dragons lead the Vikings 38-0. We'll be back with quarter number 4 after this 1 minute timeout.
Smoky Valley Chiropractic. Dr. Daryl Loader has been on the Viking sidelines since 1995. A doctor with advanced certification in both wellness and sports injury management, he is the resident expert in the Smoky Valley, helping others live long, active, healthy lives since 1995.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Ask for Kasasa.
Warning. Free Kasasa checking may lead to a rise in disposable income due to cashback on everyday debit card purchases, refunds on ATM fees, and elimination of so-called service fees.
10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Get a recap of this game, scores from the area, and the wraps and various broadcasters across the Sunflower State. That's the Wheat State Scoreboard Show from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL.
Couple of quick scores from around the league still. Hillsboro still up 28-6 on Nickerson. Heston in a heck of a ball game with Haven. They are up 20-12 in the third.
Roll out by Lucas, trying to get down, and he's going to be caught from behind.
Beautiful hustle play there by Caleb Wise. He was in the backfield quick, blitzing through that gap here on the near side, and he was able to catch Lucas before he could get much of anywhere.
Lucas isn't slow by
He's
any
not.
means, though. Good hustle by Wise for Halstead. Fourth down, Vikings will punt it away. Who did you say the long snapper was?
Ethan Abel. He did it again last year for us as well.
Because Coach had told me it was going to be Tanner Luddick most of the time, but Abel coming in there to do that and doing a good job so far. Stand ball back to punt. 2 returners back for Halstead about the 35-yard line. Good snap. Ooh, pressure coming from Lopez, but Sandball gets it away. It bounces between the 2 defenders. Farmer's going to take it, Hebert's going to try to get outside. Good open field tackle by Cade Blanchett.
Yeah, nice tackle. They faked the reverse on that one to Farmer. Hard not to buy it up here Smoky Valley because he's done so much tonight. But instead, Hebert kept it. Vikings stayed in their lanes, did a nice job. Ethan Abel actually pushed him outside to start with, and then Cade Blanchett was able to finish him off outside the numbers.
I thought it was Farmer had it because one was 2 and one was 7. The numbers looked quite a bit alike before I got cleared on who it was. But so 1st and 10 to Halstead. And now this will be a running clock here in the fourth quarter. So Viking comeback will be tainted by quick clock, but they have to do the first thing, and that's get a stop here from Halstead.
Looks like Farmer's night might be over. Got some subs in the backfield for them as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see him back again.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to get your star player hurt. Here's a big handoff to Lopez up the middle. He's got some running room. He gets tripped up across the 45-yard line by Cade Blanchett, but not before first down yardage and a gain of about 14 yards on the play, all the way up to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, hit the left side of that Viking line there and had a huge hole. Not sure if the Vikings had a stunt or something on there as well, but he was able to make through when he reversed field coming back to the near side. Cade Blanchett was able to get maybe a fingertip on his shoe, get him tripped up, and that way he was able to take him down before he got to Jake Lucas there in the deep safety.
So 1st and 10, Halstead, 47-yard line, 38-0 and a running clock here in the fourth quarter. Under center is Core. Second man through, number 15, I believe he is, who's taken Farmer's place for no gain on the play at the left side.
Yeah, that'll be Connor Boyd that time. We mentioned his name earlier in the game on the defensive side of the ball, now back in that tailback position, getting the carry and really maybe a minimal gain. Might have gotten a yard on that play.
So 2nd down, and we'll call it 10. This could be 9.5 on the play. Vikings certainly want to finish strong here. Keep the scoreboard, keep it to 1 score here in the second half. Would make them feel a lot better. Haven team coming in to Smoky Valley next week. Turn and hand it off to the first man through. That's Lopez. He breaks the tackle across midfield down to the 40-yard line, down to the 30, and stays in bounds, and he's going to take it to the house. Thought the Vikings were going to be able to knock him out. Haven Lysell had a chance to knock him out of bounds, but it's going to be a 48-yard or 52. There a penalty flag on the field. Going to be a block in the back, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to get a block in the back right here about the 45-yard line. Might have been on Brad Hebel there trying to come in and make a play. Got kind of spun around. Couldn't quite tell what the number was there. But I tell you, Lopez put a heck of a stiff arm right there on Cade Blanchett about the 40-yard line to allow him to free himself up and get up the field. And I thought for the first time tonight we would have a score that didn't have Farmer's name next to it. But Lopez, good hard running. He's a solid fullback for them. Moves well, as was evidenced there. Has some nice top end speed, but that goes all for naught as they're going to have it now again, 2nd and about 14.
Yeah, penalty. Actually, they signaled holding, but looked more like a block in the back to me. But good thing for the Vikings. So it'll be Halstead's ball again. 2nd down and 14, we'll call it. Core turns it off, hands it to big run number 15. running through the middle. He just runs straight forward. He gets first down yardage across the 45 down to the 41 or 2 yard line. A good hard running by number 15.
That's Boyd again. Yep, Boyd gets back out of that third level, and eventually it's Tate Brewer who's able to stand in. Luckily getting a little bit of help back there from, Cade Blanchett as well. But again, just kind of waited for him, didn't go meet him, and gave him a good and head all the way to the end zone. But again, nice double tackle there for Brewer and for Lucas.
Snap by. There's Boyd again trying the side, but this time he's going to get met by a whole bunch of Vikings there. Right at the line of scrimmage, no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 with 6:40 to go here in a running clock, 4th quarter.
Excellent initial attack there. Again, Haven Lysell Stewart coming off of his edge position there was able to get back in the backfield quickly on the blitz and kind of blow some things up on the side, allowing some other Vikings to come in and make a play. Again, 2 or 3 of them down in there. That was number 7 in there, Vincent Pickering, also getting help from Lucas, also getting them help from Tanner Luddick.
Skylar Hopkins also there. Brewer and Lucas are kind of shifting position once in a while. Well, Lucas will go corner and Brewer goes back to safety. Here's coming off the left side Lopez. He's tackled by Lucas, assisted by number 55 Holt. We haven't called his name in a while now, but Lucas and Holton on the tackle.
Yeah, Jake's a...
That's Shugren, 555.
Yep. Jake, that corner position, I'm giving him a little bit more chance to get that edge. And that's kind of why they've got him over there moving Brewer to the back. Looks like wholesale substitutions now at the 5:42 mark for Halstead. Looks like a new quarterback in the game, number 28, Tate Brewer, going to be the quarterback now.
Brewer under center with the I formation behind him, and wide receiver to the far side. Boyd still the tailback, and he hands it off to Lopez. He's got some running room. He's across the 20. He's a 15. He spins and he keeps his balance and tackled at the goal line, but not before he scores from the 38-yard line. It's a touchdown, Halstead.
I lied. Number 1, that was Jackson Swift at quarterback. Number 2, that was actually Caleb Wise, number 46, who was on that carry, not Lopez. So Wise able to make that score for them as well, able to take it in from 36 yards out.
36-yard score with 5:21 left to go here in the 4th quarter, making the score 44-0. My bad on the name calling. I thought it was runs. Well, looks just like
very
Lopez.
Similar, yeah.
Number 28, Swift under center, directing traffic on the 2-point conversion. The clock has stopped in the 2-point. Nobody there. Oh, almost an interception by Lucas. The ball loose on the ground and then taking it in. Did he get in or did he go out of bounds? He got in for the 2-point conversion. It looked like a busted play.
I think it was a deception play. I tell you what they tried to do there. Or we can talk about that after the break if you want to take it to a timeout.
Yeah, let's get to the timeout. 46-0 our score with 5:21 left. Back after this 30-second timeout.
I really appreciate the faculty and staff here at Bethany. They care about their students and they're helping them achieve their goals and to be successful.
This is a Christian-based college, and I felt that he was in the right hands when I left him here.
We chose Bethany College so my son could have a good life.
If you want inspired learning at an affordable price, choose Bethany College. Learn more about your good life at bethanylb.edu.
Describe that 2-point conversion for us again as we come back out of the timeout.
Well, it was really an interesting look. They set up in kind of a bone formation back there with 3 running backs. They actually fake the pitch to the near side of the field and do a throwback actually behind the line of scrimmage to Farmer. You mentioned it. Jake Lucas was almost in position to be able to intercept that. The ball bounces off the ground. No Viking goes over and covers it.
Kind of like he thought it was an incomplete
Exactly.
pass.
Farmer goes over and grabs it. He's able to take it in. So this time, Owen Farmer, the freshman, able to get the 2-point conversion and make this 46-0 Halstead.
Okay, I can get the ball on kickoff. as well. Also taking a little time to break their huddle here. They haven't started the play clock. Now they finally start the play clock. It will be regroup time for the Vikings. I think it's Carson's dad and mom are down there on the field with Carson, so it's not looking good for Carson Peel on the sideline. High, short kick coming up and gets to Brant Field with a 25-yard line, trying to break a tackle or two up the middle and gets across the 30 up to the 32-yard line before he's gang tackled by the Dragons, and that's where the Vikings will have it 1st and 10. On what could be their last possession with the running clock still going. We got 5 minutes and counting. A couple score updates here. Salina Central 25, Hayesville Campus 24 after 3. McPherson has opened up against Salina South. It's 33-12 after 3 quarters in McPherson. Wide receiver to the far side for the Vikings. Tight end near side, flanker near side. I formation behind Jake Lucas. Here comes Blanchett trying the left side, and he gets met at the line of scrimmage by number 21. That's Greer. And he falls forward for about a yard. Pickup on the play, 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, you mentioned seeing some subs come in. I don't know that we'll see a lot yet. It's pretty young in the season for the Vikings,
absolutely.
And I think with being a relatively young team, I think they're still wanting to establish some things here as they leave, some things they can work on, and still wanting to prep some guys and wait maybe until they see some guys on Tuesday night as well.
I formation again behind Jake Lucas. He's gone all the way at quarterback. A little trouble on the exchange again. Here comes Tristan Stamba, though, getting up near the 40-yard line. He'll get to 39, maybe 39 and a half, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 3.
Yeah, I think Tristan's run the ball very hard tonight. It's been every yard the Vikings has got has really seemed to be fighting for yardage. Prior to this drive, Stanbaugh had 7 carries for 47 yards. Clearly the most efficient Viking carrier of the night.
They get a good spot, too, all the way up to the 40-yard line. Wishbone formation now on 3rd down and 2. Handoff exchange again. Here comes Brant Hebel. He's going to get very close to 1st down yardage. You're going to give him a spot to the 41, so it's going to be 4th down and 1 here for the Vikings. But another bad exchange between center and quarterback.
Yeah, just haven't quite been able to put that together yet. You know, it's got to be as frustrating down there as it seems to be up here. I know those two have worked a lot together in the early stages of the season. And again, just one of those things you want to put together and continue to work on. And they'll get that shored up as we get to the next few weeks of the season.
No question about that. But
Game day starts and finishes at Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lindsborg. Located at 101 North Main, this upscale one-of-a-kind establishment offers a wide variety of food and drink specials. Try their seasonal items or their world-famous Monte Cristo. Then wash it down with an ice-cold beer or tall glass.
People's Bank and Trust is proud to support the Lindsborg community and the athletes at Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College. I'm Ryan Beedard, branch manager at the Lindsborg location for People's Bank and Trust. I'm ready to be your banker. People's Bank and Trust, meeting the needs of our community and always improving the way we do business. Located at 201 South Main in Lindsborg, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Bites and go Swedes.
7-day-a-week urgent care has arrived in Lindsborg. Open now at the Lindsborg Community Hospital. 7-day-a-week urgent care is open. And 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. on weekends. No need to be an established patient of the Family Healthcare Clinic. Everyone can enjoy a new convenience for those things that can't wait until tomorrow, but aren't serious enough for the emergency room. 7 days a week urgent care at Lindsborg Community Hospital.
Pass complete for number 15, Jake Lucas, to number 25, Haven Micel.
Free to self-subject and to Verizon disposable income with a cashback on everyday debit card purchases. Refunds on your check-in fees and elimination of so-called service fees. Increased satisfaction and results.
3rd and 3 for the Vikes.
Search for Casasa online.
This has been a financial health advisor.
Make it happen!
It's like money medicine for your shopping habit.
God, dang it!
Member FDIC. Auburn Pharmacy.
Set it up!
is your
Let's
local
go!
downtown Lindsborg Pharmacy, located at 216 North Harrison Street. Proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Sweet.
Pep Club, again, remember that the decorations need to come down. Cheerleaders, do not leave until that happens. Everyone else, please exit the stadium with your masks on and pick up your trash. Every little bit helps.
Member FDIC.
I really appreciate the faculty and staff here at Bethany. They care about their students and they're helping them achieve their goals.
Come on,
and
do
be
it!
successful.
It's a Christian-based college, and I feel that he was in the right hands when I left him. We're told faculty
If you want inspired learning at an affordable price, choose Bethany College. Learn more about your
Again, no spectators on the field.
I've got a different signal. We
Well, the Vikings game ends in the last few plays. We got a little technical difficulty again, so we couldn't bring you the last few plays, but the Vikings don't get a first down. There'll be no handshake between teams here tonight. Two coaches will go out to midfield and you can give a fist bump or something, but it's not bad sportsmanship. It's just the way that happens with the COVID-19 that we can't exchange handshakes after the game. But the final score here from Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field, Halstead 46, Smoky Valley 0. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and come back and wrap this one up for you. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football. Back after this.
Lowest rates, flexible plans, exceptional customer service, and coverage for everywhere you are. Say goodbye to being just a number. Say hello to something different at Next Tech Wireless.
Game day starts and finishes at Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lindsborg. Located at 101 North Main, this upscale one-of-a-kind establishment offers a wide variety of food and drink specials. Try their seasonal items or their world-famous Monte Cristo. Then wash it down with an ice-cold beer or tall glass of wine. Farley's Bar and Grill at the corner of Lincoln and Main in downtown Lindsborg. Farley's, your game day headquarters for the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
Farmers State Bank of Lindsborg, located at 447 Harrison Street, is proud to support the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Good luck, Vikings, and good luck, Swedes. Member FDIC.
Arn Reinert, CPA LLC, provides tax and accounting services in the Smoky Valley area and is a proud supporter of Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College activities. Located at 117 South Lincoln Street in Lindsborg. Arn Reinert, CPA LLC.
People's Bank and Trust is proud to support the Lindsborg community and the athletes at Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College. I'm Ryan Beard, branch manager at the Lindsborg location for People's Bank and Trust, a proud native of Lindsborg, and I'm ready to be your banker. People's Bank and Trust, meeting the needs of our community and always improving the way we do business. Located at 201 South Main in Lindsborg, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Vikes and go Swedes.
7-day-a-week urgent care has arrived in Lindsborg. Open now at the Lindsborg Community Hospital. 7-day-a-week urgent care is open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. on weekends. No need to be an established patient of the Family Healthcare Clinic. Everyone can enjoy the new convenience for those things that can't wait until tomorrow but aren't serious enough for the emergency room. 7 days a week, urgent care at Lindsborg Community Hospital.
This is the Bank of Tesket postgame show. Coming up, player of the game, scores from around the area, final stats, and an interview with the coach. This is Smoky Valley Vikings football on 95.5 The Rock.
Bank of Tesket post-game show, Generations of Confidence, Relationships for Life. Member FDIC. Ask about their new Casasa checking account in Lindsborg, Salina, Lincoln, and Tesket. Don't miss the Wheat State Scoreboard Show tonight from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSEL. Get a recap of this game, scores from other area, and other wraps from various broadcasters across the Sunflower State. That's the Wheat State Scoreboard Show from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Joining us now, Coach James Henderson of the Vikings. And, Halstead looked to be in mid-season form. Are you sure they haven't been practicing all summer down there at Halstead?
Well, no. They're big. They're big at places. They're physical. They have two really, really good players that they've built their offense around. And just too many mismatches and way too many fundamental mistakes. They were better than us.
Oh, absolutely. There's no question about that.
But they are not 46 points better than us. We made many errors that shouldn't have been made that are easily corrected. We've focused on that quarterback center exchange for 3 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
And that should have been executed. I bet we had 8 or 9 fumbles with that.
Yeah, it was bothersome for sure.
And we have to do a better job with that. That's all there is to it. And it's something we work on. That's got to be executed.
You got to be happy, though. Tristan Stanball got some good rushes in from his sophomore running back position, fullback position. So your offensive line did a decent job. They're still learning on the go, but senior dominated. You probably expect maybe better things out of them, too.
Yeah, we were blocking the right guys, and we were going with gusto to get to them. We just couldn't stay on them. That was one of the big differences in the game was we couldn't get off blocks, and they could.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the glaring differences in the game. But we had some guys out there that really played hard tonight and gave a great effort. So, that's always encouraging. We've got to fix those fundamental things like tackling and being able to maintain those blocks better and getting off those blocks better. We've got to get better at those things.
Lakin Farmer is one of those guys you mentioned that's certainly a talented running back. His speed, his vision of the field, he is something else, and I don't think Jake Lucas even saw him on that pick six.
No, Jake didn't see him, and it was just a great play by Farmer. He's going to make plays. He made about 7 of them tonight.
Yeah.
He's going to make plays. He's very talented.
Yeah.
Halstead's very good. I think if you can slow 7 down,
sure,
and he rushes for less than 100 yards, I think you can beat him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's got to contain him, but he was just having a field day tonight. He got in the open field, and he's got the speed. We didn't have anybody. Once he broke in the open, we didn't have anybody that was going to run him down, so it was obviously a good thing. But, again, like we always do, we don't get too high when we win. We don't get too low when we lose, but got to come back here next week and take on a Haven Wildcat team.
Well, we got to put this in the rearview mirror real quick, but we also have to sit down and watch it on film and learn what we need to do to get better too. And certainly we will expect to be, much improved come out next week. And I'm sure that we will. We're working with some really good kids. They're great kids to work with. They really try to absorb the game plan and execute what you ask them to do. And so we just got to, we tell them keep swinging, and so we got to keep swinging the rest of this next week. We got to keep swinging and keep our daubers up and be ready to go down to Haven and fight our tails off and correct a lot of those fundamental things that we know that we can do better and we should do better, and we'll see what happens. So.
Well, we know you've got a good coaching staff. You've been together a long time, so we know you'll put in a good effort and see what the game plan will be for next week, and we wish you the best of luck next week. So thanks for coming down, and we'll see you next week.
Well, Donnie, thanks. I appreciate the support very much. Thank you very much. We'll play better next week.
Absolutely, no question about that. James Henderson of the Vikings, and the Vikings fall tonight to the Halstead Dragons by the score of 46-0, and certainly hope that we can do good. The scoring recap here: Halstead won the toss and took the ball, and they put the drive together. 4 plays, 67 yards, culminated in a 53-yard Lakin Farmer run. The 2-point conversion was good, and with 9:23 left to go, it was 8-0. Then they did it again. This time the Vikings drove a little bit. They pinned Halstead deep in their own territory, but an 87-yard burst by Farmer put the Dragons up 16-0 with 4:11 left to go in the first quarter. Then the Vikings, the pick six we talked about,
Jake Lucas did not see Farmer. He stepped right in front of the pass and took it back 57 yards on the interception touchdown. The Hebert point after 2-point conversion was good. And just before the end of the first quarter, it was 24-0. And the Vikings got a blocked punt and had good field position, but they couldn't do anything with it. They tried a field goal, and it hit the upright. And then the Halstead Dragons took it, and a 65-yard Lakin Farmer run put another 8 points on the board after the 2-point conversion by Drake, and it was 32-0 at halftime. Then in the third quarter, a drive, a 31-yard Lakin Farmer run with 9 minutes left to go in the third quarter was the only scoring in the third quarter. And then the subs, Wise, took it in from 36 yards out for Halstead to make it 46-0. And the time of possession and some of the other stats look good in the Vikings' favor, but the scoreboard was certainly a big 0 on the Vikings side and 46 points on Halstead's side. Get this up.
Really, that was the epitome of the game right there. The Vikings didn't get a lot of offensive production tonight. Stat-wise, Halstead 375 yards of total offense on 34 plays. The Vikings 120 yards on 49 plays. Only 29 yards passing for Core and the gang from Halstead on 2 for 4. Passing 2 completions. Meanwhile, the Vikings did throw the ball 15 times, although, you expect that when you're behind. 38 yards is all, 5 for 15 for Jake Lucas. He did throw 3 interceptions, including one when we were off the air there at the end of the game, trying to push the ball down the field. 346 yards total rushing for Halstead. That's the difference right there, as the Vikings only get 82. So 30 attempts, 346 for an average of 11.5 yards a carry, whereas the Vikings 34 carries for 82 yards for an average of 2.4 yards per carry. The Vikings had 6 fumbles tonight on exchanges. Did not lose any of those fumbles, but did have 6 fumbles. 1 fumble on behalf of Halstead that was on the fake punt, on the punt, that they ended up not getting the first down. 3 interceptions for the Vikings, so 3 turnovers to none. 4 punts for the Vikings, averaging 31 yards, whereas 1 punt for Halstead for 34 yards. Halstead also 1 sack for a 3-yard loss. 13 first downs for Halstead to 10 for Smoky Valley. 1 first down by penalty for both teams. 5 for 7 on third down conversions for Halstead, 4 for 15 by Smoky Valley, and 0 for 2 on fourth for Halstead, 1 for 3 for Smoky Valley. Individual stats, as we said before, Cameron Core, 2 for 4, 29 yards. Those receptions, 1 going to Carter Hebert for 17, 1 to Connor Boyd for 12. Running the football, it was all Lakin Farmer, 11 carries, 264 yards, as well as 4 touchdowns. Caden Lopez, he was running hard as well, 9 carries, 46 yards. Caleb Wise, you mentioned, comes in, 1 carry, 37 yards, and a score. Cameron Core, 6 for 12. Connor Boyd ends up 2 carries for 0 yards. And then again, Chandler Drake, 1 for -13 on the botched punt exchange. Defensively, Doug Greider, you mentioned his name earlier, 7 tackles tonight, 4 of those solo. Caden Lopez, 6.5 with 5 solo. Carter Hebert with 5. Farmer with 4.5. Caleb Wise had 3. Gabe Brown, 2. Skylar Gear, 2. Chandler Drake, Cole Herman, Owen Height, Joey Poulter, they all had 1.5. Adler Davison, Connor Boyd, Owen Farmer, Camden Wise, all with 1. Caden Hill, Nathan Darby, and Jackson Swift each had a half of a tackle. Meanwhile, on the Vikings side, Jake Lucas, 5 for 15, 38 yards passing. Unfortunately, those 3 interceptions to go with it. He did hit all 5 receptions to Haven Lysell Stewart for 38 yards. Running the football, Tristan Stambaugh running the ball hard tonight. 9 carries, 61 yards, average of 6.8 yards per carry. Got dinged up at the end of the first half, but came out and ran hard again in the second half. Jake Lucas, 11 carries, only 13 yards. Cade Blanchett, 10 carries for only 4 yards. Court Shugren, 2 for 3. Brant Hebel, 2 for 1. Tackles, Haven Lysell Stewart leads the charge with 5.5 tackles, 4 of those solos. Jake Lucas, 5 tackles, 2 solos. Court Shugren with 4. Tanner Luddig and Cade Blanchett each with 3.5. Brant Hebel, Justin Holt each with 2.5. Tate Brewer, Austin Sharp each with 2. Vincent Pickering, 1.5. Brandon Malm with 1. We did have Brandon Malm try a field goal just off the upright. And Tristan Stambaugh, 4 punts tonight for an average of 31 yards. So, player of the game tonight, I think that's sponsored by Next Tech Wireless. It's time to look at the Next Tech Wireless player of the game. Something different isn't just a slogan at Next Tech Wireless. They are about our communities because they live here too. Next Tech Wireless is Kansas-based and world-class in supporting their neighbors. They have the latest devices and plans for everyone. With friendly, knowledgeable, and local customer service, they're committed to providing the best wireless network in Kansas. Visit one of their 50 locations across the state.
Well, we have to give it to Lakin Farmer for Halstead. There's no question about that, but we have a Viking candidate. Tristan Stambaugh played well. We gave it to Haven Lysell Stewart at halftime. I don't know if you want to give Coe for the Vikings, but what your thoughts are if we give Coe for the Vikings and Lakin for the game?
I'm happy to do. I mean, you got to look at Lakin Farmer overall. 11 carries, 264 yards, 4 touchdowns. He has another touchdown on the interception. He had 2 interceptions tonight. Boy, that was a heck of a stat line for him. But I think on our side, I agree. I think Haven Lysell Stewart had a nice game with the 5.5 tackles. He also had 5 receptions for 38 yards. But I also like what Tristan Stambaugh did, running hard up the gut. There was not a lot of space in there.
No.
And he continued to grind in there, 9 carries, 61 yards, the best average on the team. So I think I agree. Next Tech Wireless players of the game for the Vikings, both Tristan Stambaugh and Haven Lysell Stewart.
Any final thoughts? Go get them next week.
Yeah, they were good. I mean, we needed to come out and see what we were like. I know that I'm sure the team, I'm sure the coaches are disappointed, but also I think there are some things to build on. This was a good football team we played tonight. We knew we were going to have to bring an A game tonight, and I don't think we brought that.
No.
But I think our effort was there. I think some intensity was there. We had some very good hits out on the field tonight, and I thought we had guys really show hustle plays. The one that stands out to me is Justin Holt. 55 yards trying to catch Farmer in the end zone or before he got to the end zone. Guys are still hanging out. They're still putting in the time. They want to play. They're excited to be back. Now it's back to the grindstone and see what we've got for next week. There was a barn burner going on there between Haven and Heston earlier. I don't think it's a final yet, but last score I saw, Heston was up 28-12 on that one, so that could be a heck of a ball game yet too. Haven is much improved. They won 4 games last year, I think.
I think so.
And are looking for more this year as they have a lot of their team back. So we'll have to come ready to play next week and ready to get our Daubers back up and ready to go.
I think El Saline High School got beat 28-0. I don't know who they were playing. They just say is EHS. Haven't got an update. Third quarter, Salina Central and Hayesville campus were 25-24, Central leading. McPherson was all over Salina South in the third quarter, 33-12. We don't have any updates on that, so hope we get a couple there. Any other league finals that you can see?
Yeah, I haven't seen any finals yet. Well, maybe so. I got a Hoisington score of 34-6. Not sure if that's a final yet. Hoisington up on Pratt 34-6. I mentioned the other one. Hillsborough was up 40-6 on Nickerson. Those are the only other league scores that I had to pass along at this time.
Well, that'll wrap it up again tomorrow night or next Friday night. We're home against Haven. Hopefully we'll be able to lick our wounds a little bit and see what Haven's got. And Vikings, don't forget the Wheat State Scoreboard Show tonight from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Get a recap of this game, scores from other area, and other wraps from various broadcasters across the Sunflower State. That's the Wheat State Scoreboard from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. For Jared back at the station, for Doug, this is Don wishing everybody a very pleasant good night. No Bethany game tomorrow. Their season doesn't start until next week, so no Swede football tomorrow. No K-State or KU football till next week or the week after whenever they start. So it's kind of a slow start. But, again, our Vikings got started. And good luck to the JV on Tuesday when they go down to Halstead to play there. And we'll be back next Friday night.
We will. Good job tonight. We'll keep bringing it. We'll keep trying to bring all the games we can to the Valley and help out wherever we can.
As long as we can play. Hopefully we can play all season. Take care, everyone. Thanks to Jared back at the station. This is Don wishing everybody a very pleasant good night.
Trust your Smoky Valley Real Estate